even Khosi herself or whoever is herself, because I have called Khosi's boyfriend yesterday, and he said anything I want to do, I should do it with pride. I should not shake, and that's why I want to come and say something. If I open my mouth, many things go spoil. So cut the long story short, if you see, I was in the hospital bed handling this girl's case. I was hospitalized. I didn't get myself for almost 3 weeks.
Thank you very much. My sister is not with me. Oh, she's in South Africa. I'm in Nigeria.
I was in hospital bed.
Oh,
please, conference. God will judge all of you. How will suffer to make sure that Khosi
No, God will judge everybody.
God will judge you. God will judge you people. I know how I suffered. I know how I suffered. Oh God, you people come and tell me I should do this thing, no problem. Your gift money. Liberia sent them.
Odogu handler,
I'm in South Africa, they are threatening me. Yani, so this bloody lesbian is threatening me.
It's how you people come here and lie with confidence for me.
Hey, I suffered for this girl, Khosi. You all know that people don't like Khosi. It was because of me, a lot of people started loving her. I reached out to like 2 Nigerians, they didn't reply. You understand me? It was the other guy that reached out and we now started working. So it's not our fault. I don't have anything against Khosi, but the founders is toxic and they need to respect yourself. Because me, I don't have time for rubbish. I cannot invest my time and my money, and at the end of the day, I will be labeled as scams. Queen charged for her money, and when Khosi came out, she signed the damn contract. And she's going to pay Queen her money. And that's a period. Me, I don't have time to come and lead us. For 1 naira and 10 kobo, they are contributing. That is what I will not take. And I've learned the lesson. I will never support a South Africa, not even in my dreams. We told the people, but they do not listen.
Number one, this place they hate Khosi. You bringing Khosi matter here shows how much you hate her.
She bringing it. She did not ever bring anything here. And even if she brings it, I'm supporting it. What is wrong with that? Look at the way you are putting Khosi in your sister. Just because of it. She was not because you supported a South African lady. You're allowing them to call her things. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Allowing South Africans to insult your own people.
Latino, you said that the votes we said we bought, we did not buy it. Is that what you said? If the amount of votes you told us, you see me, don't let us watch our
No, we are going to watch it. There's not, when I'm protecting Khosi, I am protecting my name.
From those people, you said you got 250 million votes, the last voting, that you want to, that is 15 million votes. How much the Khosi wants to win that? You want to buy 15 million votes?
I had to call your hotel and they had to speed up their security. She was alone. And I called Khosi and said, hello, why is your fans dragging my sister? She was not like she's not aware of this. I said, go and I'm still waiting for her to address her fans. She hasn't done it. My sister and I were contracted to make Khosi win. That was our job. It's not about your number. Not do it. I still owing Queen's money and Khosi has signed the contract to pay Queen her money in less than 2 months. Hey, 2 months! Winner! Hey!
Rina says she's a millionaire.
Queen was contracted. Queen never started Khosi because Khosi is not her sister. It's not her family. Queen brought Omaki. Queen brought Truth Icon to support Khosi. And all this thing is money. Oh, she would have spent money. Yes, it's money.
Wait, am I Nigerian? How could people really like abandoning close own? I don't understand.
Now, for someone who's a business person, because she clearly went into this agreement or whatever it is for as a business person, why are you going to the fans of the person who you're handling to request for gifts? That's number one. So like that's neither here nor there for me, because I mean, why are you asking for gifts if you were going to pay for a service that you rendered?
I'm just telling you that she wasn't the one that requested for the gift. Someone else in the group requested for them to gift the handler. Now, the someone else they did not know was her sister.
The voting money, then you go account higher. There's nobody can go back to that. So I think they should just take it. If they assume that what's her name, Queen, it's the voting money, that's fine. That is what's under the bridge. That's past. What the people's focus right now is the gifting money. Where is it?
Wow. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot to talk about today. There's a lot. We have a lot to talk about. I mean, in a way, I'm kind of speechless. I want to start. I don't know where to start from. Because you see, what you just listened to, this is just a pinch of salt of the many vile things that has been said. This is just a pinch of salt from the hours upon hours of conversations that has been had on different spaces, on different platforms about Khosi, the winner, Khosi's handler or handlers, from what I got to understand from the many explanations that's been given, the handlers and some of Khosi's fans. And guys, oh my God, I've been listening to all of these conversations. I listened to most of them when they were happening. Some of them were recordings that I had to source out for, and whew, I cringed. I cringed. I had goosebumps. And because of the sort of person I am, I hate embarrassment. Guys, there's one thing I really do not like. It's embarrassment. You see all this public show of shame, unnecessary public show of shame, unnecessary hanging of people's secrets, private lives, dirty linen in public. I detest it so much. So that was just literally what's been happening this past few days. And the only person that I feel so sorry for in all of this mess, is Khosi herself. Nobody else. And I feel so sorry for Khosi because I just feel like, as someone that had the dream of, leveraging on the Big Brother Titans platform, one of the biggest platform in Africa. You leveraged on it. You want to showcase your talent. You want to show your worth. You want to show your skills. You fell into the wrong hands. That's just what I see and what I perceive from all of this. I just feel strongly that in all of these things happening, Khosi fell into the wrong hands. Yeah. Khosi fell into the wrong hands. Oh my God. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. There were so many things that were said. And see, guys, there are certain things, when you know the glaring facts, and then you stumble on certain conversations and you hear certain things that are said, and then you begin to question your sanity that, wait, is it you that does not have your senses intact, or these people that are spilling these vile things? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And I love the question that Ruth is asking here. Why not speak to her directly? You have issues with someone. Why not have a direct conversation with the person first? What's the point of taking it all up on the internet? My God. Woo! I have a lot of things I want to say, but I'm being very careful not to say the exact things that I have in my mind, because it's going to come across like, oh, Gloria Elijah is being biased in all of this. So what I'm going to do on this live stream is I'm going to move away from what I perceive to be the actual issues, because frankly, I don't know what the problem is. I heard a lot of things and I took down a lot of notes, yes, which I'm going to spill to all of you on this live stream. But I do not think I'm in the best position to pass on any judgment. Yeah, because I don't know what happens from the get-go. I wasn't on the Khosi Rings WhatsApp group to see what kind of conversations they have had before now. I don't know what business dealings Khosi had with her handler or handlers. I don't know what the tea is with, between Khosi and her management. I don't know what's happening in Khosi's camp. So I don't think I'm in the best position to pass on any judgment, and I'm going to try as much as possible not to do that. However, I have listened to all of these conversations, and I observed that there are a lot of things at play here. As you've seen on the title of this live stream and on my thumbnail, what I perceive is going on here is business as usual and politics. Yeah. And it's quite pathetic that all of these are happening via the show. Gone are those days when Big Brother show will happen and nobody even knows about anybody called a handler. Nobody knows about anybody called the management. Nobody knows about handlers, but these days it's become a big thing. Yeah. And this whole thing started from the Shine Your Eye season, Big Brother Naija Shine Your Eye season. The moment White Money won and his handler did a handler review. I will never forget that review. The person did a video, fine, fresh looking young man, came all up, was looking all powerful and all, and people were giving him all the accolades, people were giving him all the glory, no pun intended. Giving him all the glory, showering him with praises that, oh, bro, you did great. You did great. And I remember that part of the reasons people celebrated the handler as at that time was because a lot of people kept on saying a lot of things about White Money. That most of the things White Money was saying in the house about himself, about his struggles, were all a lie. Now, what did White Money's handler do? The guy took his time, went as far as sourcing out materials to prove that the person he was working for, the person he was promoting, the person he was campaigning for was actually not lying. And so for that reason, people respected White Money's handler. People glorified him for doing an amazing job. And if there was one thing that made people respect White Money's handler at that point in time, it was because that person really, elevated the public status, or should I say the online status of White Money, regardless of what the trolls had to say. And so was the beginning, the birth of the celebration of handlers. I don't know if my network is actually working right now, but guys, just give me a moment. Let me check and be sure that everything is all well and good over here. Yeah. Oh, yes. I made a mistake. Yeah. Thank you so much, Adetola. Yes, it wasn't just about the White Money's handler. I think it actually originally started with Lacon's handler. Yes. Lacon's handler, I can't remember her name right now, but she was actually the person that started, this whole handlers movement. Yes. She birthed the movement of celebrating a housemate's handler, and not just a housemate, but the winner's handler. So Lacon's handler actually started it. Thank you so much, Adetola. And then the next handler that people deemed worthy of celebrating for a job well done was White Money's handler. Fina's handler, I'm not really sure who the person was. I wasn't really interested. I'm going to be frank about it. I wasn't really interested. I wasn't really following up whatever the person was doing. But let's go back to Lacon's handler. I've talked about why people celebrated White Money's handler. Now, about why people celebrated Lacon's handler. People celebrated Lacon's handler because Lacon faced a lot of backlash, especially from Erica's fans. If you all recall quite clearly, during the lockdown season of Big Brother Naija, how Lacon was trolled, how Lacon was bashed online, how Lacon was called all manner of names, how he was body shamed, how he was cursed out, for Erica's disqualification. People blamed him for Erica's disqualification. And people were quite amazed that of all the things that was happening at that point in time, Lacon's handler never for once struck back or threw shades at Erica's people. So people's respect grew for Lacon's handler. People were amazed that, oh my God, who is this person? Who is this person that exudes so much confidence, so much peace, so much similarities, as their fave, Lacon, at that point in time? So it was a very, very interesting time, getting to know Lacon's handler. And I remember the buzz that surrounded people getting to know Lacon's handler, especially when she revealed herself. Apparently, she had a one-on-one conversation with Lacon before Lacon participated on the show for that season, and she got to understand who Lacon was as an individual. She got to understand Lacon's personality. She got to understand that, okay, this individual that I am actually dealing with is a very, very peaceful person. This person does not like drama. This person does not like unnecessary buzz. This person only wants to promote himself and his music. This person wants to promote what he stands for. If you listen to the conversation that this person had with the media, with interviewers at that point in time, then you understand that that was the reason Lacon's handler handled all those issues surrounding the person she was promoting gracefully. And that's the word. Lacon's handler was very, very graceful. Lacon's handler was not violent with posts. Lacon's handler 100% gracefully and professionally, mind the words I'm using, gracefully and professionally represented and reflected and projected Lacon as who he said he was back then on Big Brother Nigeria lockdown season. I don't know if you all recall, but that was exactly what happened. Yeah. And then moving on to White Money season. White Money's handler tried to do the same thing as well. And this person also did great. This person went all out in providing receipts to back up his client's claim. I call White Money his client because as at that point in time, White Money was, of course, officially the handler's client. So the client also, White Money's handler also did a great job at promoting, at projecting, at representing White Money as the individual that it claimed to be. FINA season, that's the level up season. I'm going to be frank with you all. I did not really keep up with FINA's handler. I wasn't really bothered. Yeah, I wasn't really bothered. So I don't know what's happening. Yeah. And then now, Khosi's season. Big Brother Titans that recently ended. I have to drink water for this one before I start saying what I have to say. All right. When I come back, I'm going to officially welcome all of you to this YouTube live stream. My sincerest apologies that I forgot to do that, but I'm going to do that shortly. Okay. We're back. Yeah. Okay. Now, fast forward now to Khosi's handler. It's been a roller coaster ride since the show ended 2 weeks ago. It's been controversy every day. It's been one level of controversy to the other. It's been insults. It's been drags from the handler, from Khosi Reigns, from other fan bases who, from the get-go, are not happy that Khosi actually won the show. Yes. So it's been one level of drag to the other. And now it's gotten very, very nasty. I think about yesterday, it got really dirty. And as I said before, I don't think I'm in the best position or in the right position to pass on any judgment. I'm not going to do that because I don't really, let me just use the usual statement. I went there. I wasn't there. So I'm not going to say what I don't know. But I'm going to speak drawing from bits and pieces of information that has been shared by Khosi's handler, the handler's sister, and some of Khosi's fans. All right, we're going to do that. Now, before we get into that, let me officially welcome all of you back to my YouTube channel. You're welcome back, guys. My name is Glory Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Glory, and I am the girl with the T. You're all specially welcome. And thank you all so much for making our time to join today's YouTube live stream. Some house rules is enjoy yourself, have fun. All right. This is an open space for self-expression. So you're here and just prepare your minds to have a great time. Okay. And as you're here, I'm just going to speak briefly as usual. And as usual, still, I will go ahead to share the link to this conversation in the comment section once I'm done talking, so that if you have anything to share, anything to contribute, please feel free to click on the link to speak, to share your thoughts, to share your opinion. Here, everybody has a say, all right? And mind you, what you say, what you speak is your opinion, your perspective, all right? And also here, it's not allowed to shut down anybody, okay? Because everybody has the freedom of expression. All right. But in that same freedom of expression, insults are not allowed. Insults are prohibited. not allowed, not welcome. All right. Respect everybody's thoughts, respect everybody's opinion, and we'll have a great time. Okay. And for those of you that are on here that actually waited before this live stream started, as always, I want to appreciate all of you sincerely. Thank you all so much for waiting at the door of this conversation even before we started. You guys are the realest MVPs. Thank you all so much. All right. Okay. Now, quickly, let's move on. From all that I have heard, all right, from all I have heard, here are some of the issues that I heard from the conversations that Khosi's fans have with the handler. Now, there are allegations of money that have not been accounted for. There are allegations of money contributed to vote for Khosi. There are also allegations of money contributed to buy gifts for Khosi, right? But according to these fans, the monies are not accounted for. According to what I heard, what I listened to from their conversations, the handler claims that there's no account of such. She did not receive such. Now, here, from one of the persons that actually spoke coherently, because some of the conversations were just very, very noisy. This one is talking about the other person, so sometimes you can't really understand what is being said. But thank God for one particular person that spoke very, very audibly and coherently, and it was quite easy to understand. Now, this person's from what she said, representing what the Khosi Reigns are feeling, their grievances are that the handler's sister had demanded that they should buy gifts for the handler after Khosi won. Now, in the light of that, the handler herself had mentioned that she had an agreement with Khosi to be paid a particular sum of money. Some people are saying it's about 20 million naira. Some people are saying it's about 25 million naira to be paid for services rendered whilst the show was still on as Khosi's handler. Now, another grievance is that they were not happy that the handler and the sister had taken internal family issues to a particular Twitter space. And according to them, it is known that that particular Twitter space is not friendly to Khosi or Khosi's Reigns. That's Khosi's fans. So their own upset is, we had private issues. Why would you carry the issues to that space where you know that the enemies camp there? The enemies are always waiting to, latch on anything concerning Khosi. So that's their grievance. According to this person, it would have been more mature if you had created a conversation or an open space for us to have a conversation about the internal issues we were having. Now, talking about creating a private space for them to have a conversation, apparently there was a WhatsApp group. Now, according to what was said, the WhatsApp group was run by the handler and the sister. And then the handler started removing people that were supporting Khosi, and then like people that were not in agreement of what she was doing, and then put her own people in there, and then locked out those people. In other words, probably like blocked out the other people. So they had to create another faction, right, that they would use to campaign and vote for Khosi. So Khosi's group, became divided. These are things that were said. I don't know what's going on there. Now, another one is that the Khosi's fans are not really happy that the handler is kind of trying to use personal information that she has about Khosi and the boyfriend against Khosi. That the issues that they have is between them and the handler. That's the fans and the handler. Why is the handler trying to drag Khosi down? By trying to spill Khosi's private information on the internet. And then another thing is what I just said, that the handler is threatening that she knows a lot of things about Khosi. If she spills, everywhere is going to scatter, blah, blah, blah. In other words, that's literally weaponizing, privileged and confidential information against Khosi, all because of money that has not been paid for services rendered. Now, some of the handler's grievances. The handler believes that she was the one that actually made people to start liking Khosi, because when the show started, Khosi. So she was the one that made people to start liking Khosi, which is quite debatable. I have a lot of reservations about that. I'm going to comment on that later. And then there's also the claim that they bought over 300 million votes to ensure that Khosi emerged the winner of the season. Now, according to most of these claims from the handler's sister, and people supporting the handler, they were the ones that made Khosi win. Without them going all out to buy those votes, Khosi would not have won. These are the things that were said. Another thing that was said is that they bought most of those votes on credit. Yes, they bought most of those votes on credit. According to the handler, from what she said by herself on one of those conversations, it was someone from Fina's camp that reached out to her and told her to manage Khosi so that Khosi will win the show, just as Fina won the show. Now, most of the things that she did them by herself. Some of them she used her money, some of them they did on credit. And then after the show, she had an agreement, I think a contract signed with Khosi, that Khosi was going to pay about 25 million or thereabouts, and Khosi had agreed and said she was going to pay. And Khosi has not paid yet. Guys, these are things that I heard, though. I don't know what's happening there. And then it was also revealed that the handler did her work from a hospital bed for 3 weeks. That's on one side. Another one again is that the handler had actually paid bloggers, influencers, to support Khosi. Guys, there are a lot of allegations out there. A lot of allegations. And I think the biggest grievance from the handler is that Khosi's fans are calling her a scammer, that they are calling her a thief, that she had actually embezzled funds that they had given to her for votes for Khosi and to buy gifts for Khosi. But at the moment she's in South Africa, she has not done what they gave her money to do. Now, a lot of these Khosi fans, they've provided receipts of transactions, showing clearly that they had actually transferred money to the accounts that the handler had actually shared on Khosi's social media, pages whilst the show was still on, that, they should contribute money to buy things for Khosi. That till now, the handler has not bought anything for Khosi. The handler, on the other hand, is stating that all of this money that they are claiming they sent to her, they did not send her money. That even during the process of voting for Khosi whilst the show was still on, that Khosi's fans, most of them were very stingy. They refused to bring money for them to pay to buy votes and do whatever. And guys, all these things that people are saying, it's actually raising a lot of questions, right? I mean, I know that vote buying, it's a regular thing that happens every season of Big Brother. I mean, how they do it, I don't know, but I know that people actually buy votes in the sense that there are people that probably have a lot of ICUs, BIUC, or whatever they call it, and then they go ahead to pay those people, to gather more votes. It is done. So it's not something that is new. It's not new. They've been doing it for a long time, right? But then, guys, all these issues that have been raised, the first question that popped up in my head, after listening to all those conversations was, what happened to privacy? What happened to confidentiality? And I'm in as much as I'm trying so hard not to judge anybody, in as much as I'm trying so hard not to point fingers, I'm thinking, as a handler, what are you? How do you define yourself? As a handler, you are not just a handler of social media accounts. You are also a handler of someone's reputation. You are a handler of someone's public figure, public personality. What is the other word for handler? What is the synonym for handler? It is a PR personnel. You are a public relations personnel. You are standing in between your client and the public, right? You are trying to create an image. You're trying to paint a personality that is marketable, that is buyable, that is sellable to people. You want people to love this person you are working for. You want people to appreciate the person you're working for. You want people to be able to identify with this person you're working for. You want people to respect, very key. You want people to respect this person you're working for. So what are you doing? You are handling the person's socials. You are creating posts and captions that is going to properly sell this person to people. In other words, there is a silent contract of confidentiality between you and this person that you're working for. So what does that mean? Whether 1 million people today come all out to drag Khosi, to drag Khosi's boyfriend, what should you do as the handler? Or let's say people come out to drag you as the handler. What should be your best form of attack? I'm speaking as one who also understands PR now. What should be your best form of attack? Or what should be your best form of defense? What should be your best form of response? Anyways, that's a question I leave for you people. That's a question I leave for you people. Sorry, I'm about to block someone right now. The person is sounding like an empty barrel. So quite disgusting. We're trying to have a conversation. So I don't need any negative energy here right now. Let's have an intellectual conversation about this, all right? If you think you can come here and start throwing insults at your shadow, you're going to get blocked, all right? So listening is a skill. Listen, and if you to contribute, please go ahead and contribute. Don't throw any insults here. It's not allowed. Thank you very much. Okay, so as I was saying, I felt like all these plenty attacks, it was just completely unnecessary. Now, these are my observations. These are my observations. From all these things, as I said before, I feel like there's just a business and some level of politics that's playing out here. All these things are creating a lot of noise, right? And what is that type of noise? It's called, sorry, I wrote it here. It's called fame leeching. Fame leeching. I just feel like all this noise, people are literally latching onto Khosi's fame, Khosi's publicity now. People are latching onto it and they are leeching onto it. They are sucking from it. They are drawing from it. Because if that is not the case, then pray tell, why can't all these issues be resolved in private? Why can't all these issues be resolved peacefully? And I'm kind of grateful that all of this drama did not happen whilst the show was still on, because it would have caused a huge distraction in the voting system, especially from Khosi's camp. It would have caused a huge distraction. Yes. But I'll say this again. You see all of this noise? You see all of this drama that's happening here and there? I personally call it fame leeching. Yeah, fame leeching. I don't care who this is directed at, but the people doing it, the people engineering it, they know themselves. It's called fame leeching. And here are two other things that I noticed from all of this drama. There's something called handler privilege, and there's also something called fans privilege. Did these things exist before? Absolutely not. They did not exist before. But I've given you all a preamble of how the handler came to be recognized. And when I say the handler now, I'm not talking about just one person. I'm using it as a general term, as a noun, to refer to every single person, that is responsible for handling the social space, the social reputation of every individual that has decided to participate on a show, on the season of Big Brother Nigeria, Big Brother, whatever. Yeah. I feel like now, because handlers are now getting recognition, because handlers are now getting accolades that they actually do deserve, I feel like there's now a certain level of privilege that has started creeping in. As a matter of fact, the privilege is now there. And, alongside that privilege, there's something called entitlement mentality that has also seeped in through, I listened to a lot of these people talk, and oh my God, as I said before, I cringed because I felt like, oh my God, it never for once did it feel like these people who had actually represented Khosi during the show, never for once did it seem like they were actually trying to protect Khosi. Never for once. As a matter of fact, from all that was said, from all that I heard, what it seemed like was going on was that these people were trying so hard to leverage on the raid that is happening right now surrounding Khosi to promote themselves, to glorify themselves. Let me write the big grammar that I labeled for all of these things. I said, from this handler privilege, I'm seeing a lot of sentimental entitlement. What do I mean? You go online and you talk about these things, and then you cry, and then you yell, you scream, you throw insult, you swear, you rain curses, you talk and talk and talk. You try to invest in people's emotional banks so that they pity you. And whilst all of these things are happening, never for once are you thinking about protecting the person that you're supposed to be protecting. And this is in reference to both the fans and the handlers. And I'm thinking, in all of these talks, in all of this noise, are these people actually thinking of Khosi's reputation that's on the line here? Are these people actually thinking of protecting Khosi? Are these people actually thinking of, preserving the respect that their faith deserves, that this woman deserves? Because who is a celebrity again? Who is a public figure? How do you term a person your faith when you do not have respect for that person? In all what I have seen, I just feel like these people don't really understand the concept of regard for their faith. There's something called reverence. If you call someone your idol, you call someone your faith, there should be some level of respect. There should be some level of appreciation. There should be some level of regard for that person. I've not seen any of these things play out in all of this plenty noise that has been happening. I haven't. I haven't seen any of these things play out. And then what else have I seen? Yeah, I said I've seen a lot of sentimental entitlements. There's also the issue of weaponizing privileged and confidential information just to score cheap points. What did I see? In the course of all the many conversations, I was hearing things like, I spoke to Khosi's boyfriend and he said XYZ. He said I should go ahead and say XYZ. Oh, Khosi's boyfriend did this. And I'm wondering, how the hell did Khosi's boyfriend come into this equation? I thought people were actually arguing about money. I thought people were actually arguing about vote counts. I thought people were actually arguing about something else. How did Khosi's love life come into the equation? How did Khosi's relationship come into the equation? For me, I felt like that was just the highest level of disrespect for the person you claim is your client, or for the person you claim is your faith, or for the person you claim you like. Doesn't really make sense. Oh, I know a lot of things about Khosi. If I begin to spill, everywhere will scatter. I'm like, really? In case people do not know, that is actually weaponizing private information. And I can't even blame Khosi at this point in time for that, because it's obviously a situation of you want to go into a show, there is a competition, and $100,000 is at stake. So you provide certain personal and confidential information about yourself, about your life, to the people that are going to be campaigning for you on the outside, because the game of Big Brother, it's not just an entertainment show. It's also a show that provides room for, the viewers, the audience, to relate with the housemate on an emotional and mental and, intellectual level. So certain private information are actually needed to get the job done. So I was quite disappointed that private information that these people got a hold of, they are now trying to weaponize it, making threats. Oh, if I open my mouth and say this, if I spill, everywhere will scatter. To what end, please? To what end? To what end? To what end? That is very, very unprofessional, if you ask me. That's very, very unprofessional. And this is not a case of people have different ways of handling things. No. If you call yourself a supporter of these housemates, if you call yourself a PR executive, there is actually a professional way of handling things. At that point in time where you are in your job element, there's no such thing as how I feel. No, personal sentiment has no room to exist. What should exist is professionalism, the right thing that should be done. So I just felt like that was just a poor show of weaponizing, a poor show of weaponizing private and confidential information just to prove a point, just to score cheap points. Very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. And you see one thing, what those people do not know that they are doing is that whilst they are thinking that they are actually trying to clear the air, clear their name, they are also kind of exposing themselves to not be trustworthy. They are exposing themselves to lack integrity. They're exposing the kind of people they are. Say, for instance, now there's another season of Big Brother. Tell me how people are going to be very, very confident. Tell me how people are going to feel safe hiring those people's services to be their handler. Tell me how that's going to work out. Because now you had the opportunity and then one little thing happened. Boom. You are proving yourself to be very, very unreliable. You are proving yourself to be an open basket because something pinched you. You want to open your mouth and you want to spill. And then from what some of Khosi's fans said, oh, you're going to the enemy's camp to go and spill. I don't know which one is the enemy's camp. And to be frank with you, it's not even my concern. They know best. But how does that really work? It doesn't really make sense. That shows a complete level of unprofessionalism. There's no professionalism there at all. And it's quite disappointing. And then I also noticed, from this handler's privilege, I'm speaking about handler's privilege now in general, I also noticed self-glorification and aggrandizement. Self-glorification. How? When this handler said, when the show started, nobody liked Khosi. It was because of me that people started liking Khosi. I was the one that made people to start liking Khosi. It was because of me people started voting for Khosi. I heard those words and it made me laugh. It made me laugh. And I'm like, oh my God, this is just another level. This is just another level of self-glorification. And you see, at that point in time, I felt like the person making those statements has completely forgotten that Big Brother Titans was a show that was not only aired in Nigeria and South Africa only. It was actually aired in over 40 African countries. In fact, people who lived in the Western world, people who lived in the UK that could not keep up with the show on DSTV, they were able to keep up with the show on
So there's something I want to say from beginning now. Take notes, take my screenshots, even Khosi herself or whoever is herself, because I have called Khosi's boyfriend yesterday and he said anything I want to do, I should do it with pride. I should not shake. And that's why I want to come and say something. If I open my mouth, many things go spoil. To cut the long story short, if you see, I was in the hospital bed handling this girl's page. I was hospitalized. I didn't get myself for almost 3 weeks.
Thank you very much. My sister is not with me. Oh, she's in South Africa. I'm in Nigeria.
I was in hospital bed.
Oh,
please, conference. God will judge all of you. How will suffer to make sure that Khosi
everybody.
No,
God will
don't
judge
cry.
everybody.
God will judge you.
God will
judge you people. I know how I suffered.
God will judge
I know how I suffered. Oh God,
We all
you people
suffered.
come and tell me I should do.
Okay, guys, apologies about that. I had a small network glitch, so I had to quickly fix it. All right. But I'm glad you all listened to that recording again. Yes, I'm glad you all listened to that recording again. Yeah, so I was trying to explain to you that what the handler said, that it was because of her that people started liking Khosi, that it was because of her Khosi won. I'm trying to tell you that that was just a blatant lie. Yeah. And this is not me trying to invalidate the work that the person put into doing their job, into campaigning for Khosi, into promoting Khosi's page, Instagram or social, let's just call it socials. Yeah. This is not to invalidate the person's work. This is not to invalidate all the efforts that the person and her team put into doing all what they did, but claiming all the glory for it. Claiming all the glory, taking all the accolades for it, I call that a very, very high level of self-glorification and aggrandizement. You don't take all the glory like that. No. Give yourself a pat on the back. That is very professional. Give your team as a whole a pat on the back for a job well done. Because, hey, I must give it to those people. They actually did great. They actually did a lot of work. They did great. But here's the thing that these people should understand. It was not because of one person that people started liking Khosi. Hell no. Absolutely not. People from different parts of Africa watched the show. My platform is a prime example for that. I have my analytics to show for it. Yeah. My platform is an example. When we do our live streams, there's a typical, there's a lot of facts to show for it. When you listen to people that talk about Khosi, when you listen to people that support Khosi, when you see people's comments on different platforms that support Khosi, you see them bearing their flags. You see them talking about, oh, my country loves Khosi, from Uganda, from Zimbabwe, from Zambia, from Tanzania, from Kenya. I'm not even talking about South Africa or Nigeria now. I'm talking about other African countries. You see how they clamor for this woman. Even a lot of people from the UK, from the US. I am using my channel as an example. I'm not even talking about other places, other platforms. I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about just my channel only. Yeah. So one person claiming all the glory for that? No. You alone cannot make the whole of Africa like one person. No. It's not possible. If you put it that way, then you are insulting the whole of Africa. You're insulting the whole of Africa. You are saying that the whole of Africa is a headless chicken. That people that watched the show and supported Khosi, they are brainless, that they don't have a mind of their own. And I feel like that's an insult. It's okay to give yourself a pat on the back, as I said. It's okay to give yourself accolades for a job well done, as I said. But taking all the glory for it, that it is because of you people started liking this girl, that it is because of you people started voting for this girl. Come on. I feel like that's too far. That's a lot. And I'm going to be frank with you. If not for all this drama that's happening right now, I did not even know that these people talking actually exist. And there's nothing wrong in not knowing that they exist. Because the truth about this life is you cannot know everybody. You cannot know everybody. You cannot know about everybody's existence. If you know about everybody's existence, then you want to claim that you are God. Yeah. So it's all this noise now that is even making me know about what's even happening. This is the first time I'm hearing people's name. I'm hearing creator. I'm hearing this. This is the first time I'm hearing about these people on my own as a viewer, as an analyst of reality TV shows. I watched Big Brother Titans. I experienced these housemates. I saw Khosi and I liked her game. I saw Kanaga. I liked his talent, but then I also saw that this guy likes looking at the cameras a lot. I saw Juicy J. I liked the South African spirit he carried. I saw Miracle OP. I liked his coconut head and his game. I saw in fact I saw all the housemates, and for one reason or the other, I could like them the way I wanted to like them. And I'm glad that the multitude of people that interact with my content every day, they have a mind of their own. They see each and every one of these housemates. They are able to identify themselves with different fan groups of these housemates because of what they saw in these housemates and liked and could identify with. You know? So once again, I'm going to say that, that was just too much self-glorification and aggrandizement. Yeah. And once again, if that person is saying that it was because of her that people started liking Khosi and voting for Khosi, then you are trying to say that Khosi was not authentic enough or original enough for people to like her. You're saying that Khosi was not organic enough. Our game was not entertaining enough. Our game was not interesting enough for people to see, to like, and to relate with. You're saying that Khosi is not a likable personality. That is what that statement means. And that might not be what she means to say, but for her to say those things, that is the interpretation I am getting from it as a language student. As a student of semantics, that is the interpretation I'm getting from it. And for me, I feel like that's a heavy statement to make. You cannot just come and take all the glory. If you come onto different platforms and you state clearly that, oh, I did my best, my team and I, we put in all our effort, we did a lot of work, we ensured that we pumped in the votes, you deserve all the accolades. But then not to stand as a one-man mopo, take all the glory without even acknowledging your team members that you claimed to have positioned in different groups to help you oversee things that were happening. Just felt like that was just too much. But anyways, moving on, aside that, I've talked about fame leeching. And I said it before, I'm going to say it again, that all this noise that's happening, for me, it's just pure fame leeching. If Khosi had lost the show, if Khosi had not emerged the winner, would we be hearing all this noise today? Simple question. If Khosi had not won, would we be hearing all this noise? Hell no. But now Khosi has won. Khosi is in the spotlight. Now we are hearing this person did this, that person did that. Doesn't really make sense. Okay. And then there's also lack of accountability. There's a lot of statements about, oh, all the money that were contributed, and there are claims that the money did not go to this account or that account. And I'm wondering that who again is the leader of Khosi's management team? Because it doesn't really make sense that there's a team of campaigners for Khosi, right? And there are actually accounts numbers for people that want to support this girl to send in money. Now, these people that have sent in money, they have receipts, bank receipts. The bank receipts are actually available on Twitter. You can go ahead and check it out. So they have bank receipts to prove that they actually paid money into those accounts. But then the people that are the custodians of those accounts, they are claiming that money did not enter those accounts. So the question is, I don't understand. Did the money actually grow wings and fly away? Doesn't really make sense. And this is not me pointing fingers at anybody, blaming anybody for theft or anything. No. But then what I'm trying to say is there's no accountability. And it doesn't really make sense. And then breach of trust. This is directly linked to weaponizing Khosi's private and confidential information just to prove a point. Very, very appalling. Very, very disappointing for a professional. Very, very unprofessional, if you ask me. Now let's talk about fans' privilege. I've heard a lot of talks. I've heard a lot of things. If not for us, Khosi would not be where she is today. And I'm like, wow. In all of these things, I feel like these people need to understand that, first of all, if you want to really support someone, you want to really prove that you like someone, you need to bridle your tongue. You need to be respectful about the kind of things that you say about that person. Whatever you say can actually make or mar that person's reputation. And I feel like most of these fans that have come out to say all the things that they have said, it's actually really, really appalling. It's actually really, really wrong. It's really wrong. Sorry, I just saw a comment right now. Quite interesting. This one is from a lawyer. The person said, from a lawyer's perspective, I can boldly tell you Khosi has a good case here if she decides to go to court. They are so unprofessional. I really wish she sues them. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever happens between them, well, I wish them all the best. But I'm just talking about what I have actually observed from all of this drama. Yes. I feel like the fans should be very careful about the things they say. In those same conversations that actually ran for hours, I heard a lot of xenophobic and bigotic dispositions. A lot. I heard things like, what you people said, why didn't you people support your own Nigerian people? You want to go and be supporting South African housemates. Well, we want you people. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Yet again, statements like that actually proved for the 100th time that most of the people that watch this Big Brother show, most of the people that claim to be fans and supporters of housemates from the Big Brother show, they actually do not even understand the show. They lack comprehension of the show. I've said this a million times over. When you are watching shows like this, you need to put aside your sentiment. Even though it's quite difficult to do, but you need to be able to watch the show with an open mind and understand that for a show like Big Brother Titans, it's not about voting for a Nigerian because you're Nigerian. It's not about supporting a Nigerian or a South African because you are from the same nationality as that housemate. It's about supporting for a housemate first because of how well they have played the game. I mean, it's allowed for people to want to vote sentimentally. You cannot control human desire. You cannot control what people want to do at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it is their vote. At the end of the day, it is their prerogative. At the end of the day, it's up to them to do exactly what they want to do. But then coming up with all of those xenophobic statements, like we want you people not to support South Africans. You people went to go and be supporting South Africans. I'm like, oh my God, that is very disgusting. Very, very disgusting. And I heard that statement from some people and I was ashamed. You know why? Because certain people look up to those people. And so hearing such xenophobic statements from them, reeking of so much bigotry, I was like, oh my God. And people will actually pay attention to these people and see them as, idols, people to emulate. Doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really make sense. So guys, I don't know. As I said before, I don't know what's happening in those people's camp. And frankly speaking, it's not up to me to pass on any judgment. I'm not passing any judgment. But major things I drew from all what was said is that everything, all of those talks, all of those throwing of threats here and there, I just feel like that was just very, very unprofessional of the handler. Yeah. If you have any issues, sort it out in private. Except you need the publicity to grow your own personal business. But if you have any personal issues, at least, first of all, consider the person that you worked for. And if you claim that people actually signed a contract, are they not actually scared of the content of the contract? Did they actually study the contract? That is, if a contract actually exists. Because I know that normally, if such contracts exist, there's actually clauses that, speaks to non-disclosures. You don't disclose certain things in public. But from all the plenty conversations that have been had, it seems as though there's been a lot of spillage all over the place already. A lot of things that the public should not even know have already been said. Guys, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Another point I want to make is that Africa voted for Khosi because they love Khosi. Africa voted for Khosi because they loved Khosi's game. This is not to invalidate the work and the effort that was put into the voting process by Khosi's team. But then Khosi's team should also understand that it was not 100% because of them that Khosi won the show. It was because people like me, people like other people that actually voted for Khosi, they watched the show by themselves, they loved what they saw in that woman, and they voted for her. They supported her. They are still supporting her because they loved what they saw. It was not because of one person. And I bet you that most of the people that voted for Khosi, most of them did not even use social media. Yes, let's call a spade a spade. It will shock you to know that most of the people that voted for Khosi, they do not use social media. And I'll tell you how. Now, when Khosi won, there were lots and lots of videos I saw online, yes, and a lot of people revealed that they actually went to different neighborhoods in, is it Kingston, where Khosi comes from? They went to different neighborhoods, they took people's phones, they took people's, is it DSTV cards, or is it GoTV cards, the IUC numbers, they took all those things, they voted for Khosi, they did what they had to do, they went into the streets. Most of the people that supported Khosi, most of them were not supporting Khosi because they were seeing what was going on social media. No, most of them, they had a one-on-one experience of watching Khosi on television. And it wasn't just about Khosi, also about the other housemates as well. I'll use Lecon's own. No, Lecon's own is actually quite far. I'll use White Money's own as an example. When White Money won, most of the people that voted for White Money, they were market women. People were going into the streets. They were going to the markets. They were using market women's phones. They were using white market women's DSTV information. They were using it to vote. And it can be done like that as well. So I think Khosi's team, they need to understand that, yes, even though they put in a lot of work, they cannot just sit down and take all the glory. No. You can't do that. You can give yourself accolades. You can give yourself a pat on the back. You can celebrate yourself for doing a great job, but you cannot zero out every other person that put in the work as well. I've had people that have come on this channel to preach about how much votes they gave to Khosi. When Fina won, somebody came on this channel, and I know her name is Grace. She came on this channel, talked about giving Fina 10 million votes. How did she do that? She's based in the UK. She sent money every week to people, not people that are in Fina's direct campaign camp. No, people that were her friends and families. She sent money weekly to them to vote for Fina. And they gave her records of how they did it. So I need these handlers, these management, these people, they need to understand that just as they are putting in the work, there are also other people that genuinely love these housemates that are giving their own quota from wherever they are. So certain reckless statements, I mean, it's quite unnecessary to make such statements. I feel like they're just very, very reckless. They're trying to discredit the efforts of the whole of Africa that also contributed in voting. I'm going to stop talking here right now because this conversation is not just for Gloria Elijah alone. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to this conversation in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Please go ahead and click on the link if you have anything to share or contribute to this conversation. All right. Now, whilst I'm waiting for you guys to join, I'm going to go ahead and read your comments. Ruth is saying, Gloria, I personally spent almost $1 million to mobilize voting and campaign for Khosi. So for that woman to be saying all this, she's very unprofessional and disrespectful. Thank you very much, Ruth. Joyce said, I mean, I make people at work and my complex to vote for Khosi. Thank you. Christian said, I use my clients' phones to vote for Khosi. Great. Albertina is saying, that is why Nigeria should have supported and voted for their own instead of voting for South African to win. I couldn't even complete reading that statement. Nah, not acceptable. Yeah. Okay, guys, the link is in the comment section. Go ahead, click on it. Let's hear your thoughts. Okay, still gonna go ahead and read your comments. This one is saying, Memory Moyo is saying, Glory, I'm based in the UK I was sending money in SA every week for my family to vote for Khosi. And I was also in one of the WhatsApp group, which I also sent money. Thank you very much. Let me see, more comments coming. Yeah. Ashford said, yes, Glory, they can't take all the glory. That's pathetic. Even Fina herself won't stand a chance with Khosi in the BBA house. Okay. Let me see these ones. Debbie said, thanks, Glory, for all the explanations. Now it makes sense. Thank you very much, too. This one is from Ebika. Ebika said, well said, Glory. We loved Khosi not because of the handler. We did not even know who the handler was. She deserved that win. Thank you very much. Dennis said, if you say it was Tabby, so okay, response to someone else. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start bringing in you amazing people to speak. Hi, Lillian. Hello. Lillian, you have to unmute your mic so that we can hear you. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Lillian. You're welcome to the conversation. How are you?
I'm okay. Glory, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining.
I'm so happy for the first time. At least I've gotten through. I've always followed you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
And I mean, I'm from Uganda, but I work in South Sudan.
Nice, nice. You're especially welcome. How are you?
I'm okay. So practically I've been following this and I could not wait for this live stream. Because I was like, I'm so confused that I cannot understand until I listen to Glory analyze, and then I get to like, okay, so this is what is happening. You see, like, I want to start from where these handlers are claiming that people never liked Khosi. I remember the time of the launch of the Big Brother Titans. I was at home with the family. As they kept introducing participants, I could see how my family was already divided. And there were a team already who were in love with Khosi. Practically, you will see that, okay, you do not know who to choose as your fave at that time because it is day one. But I knew from my own family, people who just said, this is Khosi for us. And of course, I have colleagues who also watch Big Brother because several times I disturb them for their ICU numbers. I disturb them for their phone numbers so that I could vote for my people, so that I could pay people to vote for. So that thing saying that people never loved Khosi, I think for me, it's a total lie. It's like downplaying the efforts of the whole, not only Africa. People voted worldwide. Yeah. People who could not practically vote by themselves were sending money to vote. I'm one of them. Some of the locations where I work from, there's no network. I'll practically transfer dollars so that people could vote.
Wow.
I did not know any handler. And I don't like dealing with handlers because most of them are fraudsters. Glory, these people, from listening to what they are discussing, they are opportunists. They did not join or become Khosi's handlers from the word go. Because why are they saying that people started loving Khosi after 2 weeks, after they joined in? It's a lie. Practically, they saw that the girl was making waves and they knew that this is an area where they can eat from. From their discussions, you just know that they are opportunists.
Very
and
sad.
It is total blackmail. What
Very
they are
sad.
doing right now to Khosi, it is total blackmail. So if you talk to Khosi's boyfriend and he has given you a way forward that, you know, say whatever you want to say with your full chest, so what?
Exactly.
What is it that you're going to tell us that we have not seen out of Khosi?
Exactly.
Or what are you going to tell us that any other individual elsewhere has not gone through? Some of us have seen the worst, have gone through the worst. Only that because we are not on the screens, people do not know that this is what we went through.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that this person wants to tell us that everywhere will scatter?
I
What?
wonder.
That the Khosi killed
wonder.
who? What is that sin? What is it that is not doable? The Khosi I know is a strong woman. Very strong woman. So I know this is totally, it can break one down. But if wherever Khosi is, whoever is close to Khosi, who is listening, Khosi needs to get up, put herself together, and face these people. She already has a crown, and she needs to hold this crown so high.
Yeah.
Not everyone will be happy that you have won. Not everyone genuinely, including the ones who claim that they supported you. Because there'll be the very persons who will bring you down. In a very big sea like this, where everyone is swimming, people are pulling you down because they want to drown you. You need to learn how to swim. Khosi needs to learn how to swim.
Exactly.
What a handler plus the sister, and then the sister is the one initiating. The handler needs to be, please, Glory, when you do something good, anyone will say appreciate Glory. I don't even sometimes have to lobby for it. If I want to support Glory, I will do it because you have done something nice, which I appreciate.
Exactly.
If they are not opportunists, what are they? And when did they sign this contract with the Khosi?
They said after the show when she came out.
After the show, and they're not this even patient. Where is the compliance issue? Where's the element of confidentiality?
Honestly, it's crazy.
If you cannot protect your client, whom do you expect to protect your clients?
Exactly. That's the point.
At this point in time, yes, confidentiality and compliance. They're totally very unprofessional bunch of people. I don't know whether they are school dropouts who are just trying to make ends meet. It is fine, but this is not how to do it. You cannot produce your own child and you kill the child. If Khosi is their product, if the winning of Khosi is the product of their work, I will assume this is a mother and father who have given birth to a child. Will you want to kill this child? Don't you want to see this child grow? So what are they? They are looking at how they can get money. So actually, practically, I did not know that this is how much handlers do make. I'm even thinking of becoming a handler now.
You know the funny thing? This is the first time in my life I'm hearing that a handler is supposed to be paid 25 million. How much is the winner's money? $100,000.
How much is the winner's?
$100,000. If you want to use official bank rates to, convert that money, the handler's fee is about over half of the winner's money. That's
25 million naira. That is almost like 50,000, right? So what,
like $50,000 or even more?
So what did the handler give us for the handler to earn that money?
Oh God, that's a lot.
Khosi gave us a show. Yes, fine. A show cannot be an individual show. There were other contributing factors. There were people in that same house, other housemates. Who equally made the show a show. Whom, whether she acted, whether it is her reality, definitely there were 2, 3 people or 24 people in the house who made it inevitable. Whom we managed to see that, okay, this is it. So for the handler, what did the handler do that we deserves all that money? When Khosi was kneeling down, when Khosi was crying, when Khosi was facing blue, when Khosi was with Yemi, quarrel with the miracle, name it, you can say. Whether it's bad or good, all publicity is publicity.
Mm-hmm.
It either works in your favor or it doesn't work in your favor. So what was the handler publishing? Apart from tweeting what Khosi has done in the house.
All right, Lillian. Let's quickly move on to the next speaker. All right.
These
Thank
are
you so
opportunities,
much.
but I'm so glad that I'm here. Thank you so very
Thank
much,
you.
Glory.
Thank you so much, Lillian. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to the next speaker right now. But before we do so, I want to pass on a message to Khosi. And this is a personal message. Whether she gets it, I don't know, but I hope she gets it. Khosi needs to wipe her slate clean and start afresh. And there's absolutely nothing wrong in starting afresh. Khosi needs to detach herself from everybody that claimed to be managing her space or her socials while she was in the house. This has happened before. It can happen again. I've seen housemates that went into Big Brother's house. They had handlers that did whatever. By the time they came out, things weren't really conducive. They wiped out the entire management and they started afresh, and now they're on a good page. So if Khosi knows what's good for her, she needs to wipe her slate and start afresh. And this is not to say that Khosi should not give appreciation to who deserves it. She totally should. And I'm sure that by now she has, because, hey, this is about 2 weeks now that the show has ended. She should wipe her slate and start afresh. That's it. All right, we're going to move on to the next person, Sisanda. Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Glory. How are you?
I'm fine. You're welcome to the conversation. Thanks for joining. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm great. I mean, I have never gotten into a live YouTube. I've always been watching from the great background because I think I've always been worried about how am I going to say this? I'm worried that I'm going to offend a lot of people. But today I actually gained courage and I thought, let me just put in my opinion. Okay. I started following you from Facebook during the lockdown season, and I fell in love with your review and your analysis of the show. And ever since, I've been your shield from Twitter. I've taken insult left, right, and center because I get so angry whenever people are insulting Glory. I'm like, can you guys watch her channel and understand what she's about? Because this woman is quite intelligent.
I don't even care.
Yeah, Glory, I really do love your show. I follow it every bit.
Thank you.
Thank you for the great analysis. And I mean, your view of human interaction. I mean, how you see people's interactions and how you read personalities is quite good. And I mean, you are a student of languages, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I'm quite impressed with that. Coming to what has been happening on Twitter, I've been very confused because I didn't understand what was happening. I knew that a handler by the name of Queen was trending, and I wasn't sure of what the story is, but I'm quite clear now. To be quite honest, if we're being honest, I don't want to cross the line when it comes to xenophobia or anything. But if we're being honest, Nigeria is quite exposed to the Big Brother show. I'm not even going to mention Big Brother Titans, but for them, I think it's quite popular than we would receive it as South Africans. Okay? And there's been a new trend, I mean, starting from the Shine Your Eye season, of handlers wanting to get popular, And
of course,
now I'm realizing that this is pure extortion. If we're being honest, this lady is just trying to extort money out of this winner who is Khosi. And it's so sad because she's such a beautiful character. She is such a beautiful human being. We liked her for who she was. And I mean, what does she mean when she says people fell in love with her because of what she had been doing? We fell in love with Khosi from day one. I mean, I fell in love with that lady, and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna reserve my comment as to who I like, because I wanted to see everybody from the show. I wanted to give it one day at least. But from day one, I just knew this is the person that I really do like. I related a lot with Khosi. Khosi had been real from day one. I mean, she embraced her flaws. She embraced who she was. I've been empowered by Khosi. I mean, I'm at the age of 29. She's 25. But I look at Khosi and I think to myself, oh my God, she's such an amazing woman, you know? And for someone to come now and claim to have been the reason for her shine and her glory, it just doesn't make sense. And I really do hope that she rises above the situation, you know. I really do hope that she has a way of handling this whole situation. But you know, if for example, when they say that they had a talk with the boyfriend, I really don't believe that story, to be quite honest. I feel that they're just lying. I don't believe it. If they do, it's still not gonna discredit Khosi in South Africa, to be quite honest. Everybody sees her for who she is. I think everybody else, even outside of South Africa, sees her for who she is, and whatever agenda there is then for discrediting her, for not then getting the money that they want to get out of her, is not going to succeed. And I really do hope that Khosi rises above it. She doesn't strike me as someone who's quite dramatic. This is why she's been quiet until now, you know, because she has quite a diplomatic way of handling things. And I like that about her. And, you know, all the best to her. And I think that's where I'm going to end it. I'm really happy that I finally got to get to the
I'm glad you shared. I'm glad you shared your thoughts. Thank you so much, Sisanda. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Glory, you're such a beautiful person. You're an amazing person. I'm so proud to have stumbled upon your post on Facebook.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wish all the best for you, because you are very good. I don't know how to spread it out there and tell everybody that, guys, have a look at this channel. She's so amazing. You know, she's quite neutral. She's not biased. She just is a very good reader of human interaction. And thank you so much for your work, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you announced she's not biased. Thank you so much. A lot of people will not agree that Glory is not biased, but it's fine. Thank you so much once again, Sisanda. We're going to move on quickly to the next person. That's Kimberly. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Glory. How are you?
I'm good. You're welcome. You're welcome. How are you?
I'm amazing. I'm blessed. I thank God, and I'm happy to be here. Another live.
Nice. You're welcome. Okay. Let's hear from you, please.
This is my prerogative, you know. I want to be clear that I personally knew about Big Brother, and I've mentioned this in the previous lives, not through social. I knew Big Brother Titan specifically through watching clips from social media, and most especially from you, Gloria, because you're the one who was updating. Because I told you I wasn't watching it in the beginning, and I don't have DSTV where I am, so being updated with Big Brother was basically from what you were posting and the clips that were moving around social media. And I am a person who never followed the housemates' social media pages. I never do that. I do kind of move around and check what they're doing, but I don't really follow it. So we should give you your flowers. In fact, you are the handler of the handlers, literally. You were the handler of the handlers. You kept me updated, and I'm so sure you kept everyone updated. That's why we're here watching you and listening to you. You were the big brother, but you were the big sister, in fact, to be honest. That is just how it is. Now, what the handler, because I remember her picture, so I have that vivid imagination of how she looks. I feel like what she's doing is defamation of character, and that is slandering someone's name, and that is a huge thing. True. People who are especially, not even celebrities, but people who are in the working industry, when you slander their name and you kind of make them seem as if what they are is not, that is literally a huge crime, and it can take you to prison. I don't even know. I don't know the policy in Nigeria or South Africa, but this is literally a huge crime, slandering someone's name. We can see, okay, let's talk about someone who was slandered, Johnny Depp, like, for example, how he was slandered, and it was a huge impact on his name. And literally, even although he was, he got the innocent verdict, but still, there are people who still believe that he was an abuser. So people need to understand the long aspect, the long term. These are things that don't end right now. 10 years later, people are still going to perceive Khosi as someone who's bad just because of what you said or what someone else said. So we need to be very careful about the words we utter. They're very important. Okay. Exactly. And when she talked about signing the contract, there must be an ADA, confidential agreement, where you don't disperse anything. This is why people nowadays date and they even make you sign something, because they don't want you putting the business out there. It has been a really huge thing because people always like to slander people. And because of the whole innovation of social media, a thing that you do today, tomorrow somebody's going to know. So NDAs are even signed when people are dating. Imagine, that's how big and important it is to protect someone's privacy. Now, I know PR is a huge deal in entertainment industry, but how you carry yourself elucidates how you are and your character. Personally, if I was going to Big Brother, I would never want to work with that handler, to be honest, because I know that this person does not stand for my character and what I bring to the table. Because if you're talking about charity and how the handler is handling themselves, do you expect someone to like that to run your charity or even to run your organization or to stand by you? And I also perceive, like, I think she's doing this because she knows Khosi is very collected. If she had people like Fina or other people who are loud, I am so sure she would have kept quiet, literally. Because there's this thing of people, they read who you are and they know that you can never attack. So let me just slander your name. I feel like that's what she do. And I would say, honest truth, I enjoyed Miracle's handler more than anybody's handler. And that person is very quiet. She's not even saying anything. She is the one that I would even agree if she said that, okay, we're the reason, she's the reason why we liked Miracle. I would agree. But then I liked Khosi without even knowing the handler. The handler usually comes at the end. How would I like Khosi because of a handler? How would I like maybe Marvin or something because of a handler? No, I like them because of what they portrayed in the show. The handler was not doing the task. She was not even the one trying to win the head of House Lounge challenges. She was not the one doing anything. She was not the one who was being backbited from on and on. If this person was Khosi, I'm so sure she wouldn't even make it the first week. I'm just telling you the truth. And then I would even say that people like Justin, let's be honest, people who didn't even have handlers, but they made it till the end, almost the end.
Exactly.
So it doesn't need to be a handler. It can just be by either luck. If people like you, they like you. There's nothing that you can do. And if people don't like you, they will not vote for you. People liked her from the get-go. And I've heard so many stories where people liked her from the walk. Her entrance itself moved people. Even a booker moved him. You could even see how we're saying, oh, look at that walk. I will never forget that. So I don't understand what she's saying. And also, because I haven't been watching, I haven't even looking at Twitter. I'm just reading everything and watching everything from your page. The words that she's been saying are very derogatory. Means these words are demeaning, condescending, and very appalling. How do you demean someone and say and pretend like you're better than them? And it's like cloud chasing, that the fact that the show is ended, her name is not out there, so she's looking for something to stay relevant.
Exactly.
And these are, in psychology, these are people who we call conversational narcissists, who only like to be talked about. They like their name out there. They like people talking about them back and forth, even when it doesn't matter. They're just enjoying being the talk of the town, literally. And also it sparks a bit of morbid jealousy, jealousy where you're envious about someone who is better than you, someone who is going on greater land, someone who is succeeding. So there's that conversational narcissism, and there's also the morbid jealousy where you have no idea that you have your own issue, but you're looking onto somebody else and you're envious. That is literally bad. And she's very apathetic in a sense where she does not care about someone's emotions, because when you're slandering someone on social media, you have to understand that these things are going to be shared in different portals and people are going to talk about it. So if you're apathetic, that means you don't care. But if you're empathetic, that means you regard people's emotions and you respect them. But this means that she personally doesn't care about other People, and to be honest, how you portray yourself is how you feel inside. So I'm so sure that she does not even care about herself. I'm just saying that. And also, it kind of seems to me to have this behavior personality, which we in psychology we call it histrionic personality disorder, where you become very dramatic from nowhere, and you become very defensive, and you evoke emotions, and you like to be attention seeker. So you're just literally over the top. Everything has to be about you, or else it's not going to work. That's it. And as I mentioned before, most of Khosi supporters, I did say this because of the videos and how I was seeing the pictures which were always posted on social media. There are people from the pink collar jobs and the blue collar jobs. These are people who had to spend throughout their whole day working, and then they'll come at night and probably watch the show. So these are people who are just hardworking. There's no like leisure or anything. So these were people who didn't even have social media, literally. These are people who had to find ways to even watch Khosi. They just engaged and loved her for who she was and what she portrayed, and how we felt that whatever she was portraying was kind of relevant to what we were going through. Like, let's be honest, when people come to the show, most of them, it's hard to relate because you're like, this is not what you depict to the society. But for course, with all the backbiting, with all the gossip, and with all the hatred, defamation of character and everything, these are things that people on a normal basis who are not famous literally go through on a daily basis. And she's literally if she believes she's the reason behind the win, I wanted to apply to the next season, not even BB Titans. I wanted to apply to BB Niger. And because I never really watch it because I don't understand Pidgin, I would personally watch it so I can see her win. I want her to win so that she knows, I want to see that because she says it's her. She's the reason why Khosi won. I want her to apply. I want Big Brother to pick her. I wanted her to be the first person to enter the house, and let's see if she's going to even reach the 10th or even the 5th week. Literally, this is literally, and like what the other speaker was saying, it's literally extortion. It's extortion of goods. Literally, you want to get the money that Khosi is making. You want to literally, that is extortion. There's nothing, and it's bullying. It's just a lot of things. And I personally, I don't like to be on fan bases because I noticed that this is a lot of emotions which are involved, and it can kind of disrupt you in a sense. So I'm a person who likes to sit behind and watch. But I don't know, but I feel like I don't know much, but I will just say this. I don't think anyone has ever sat down and asked Khosi, what exactly do you want for yourself? I believe I've noticed that a lot of fans, a lot of people are always telling her to do this and that and that, but nobody's ever asked her what she wants. We have to be realistic. When you come in fame and have a lot of money, there's a lot of things that you need to put up, and the pressure to sustain it and be sustainable, it's a lot of pressure. That's why you see a lot of people in Forbes magazines or in Forbes list, they go up and down and they make sure they climb the ladder. It is difficult to be very successful. It is amazing to be successful, but it is so difficult to be successful. And the fame that is surrounded with success is the most excruciating, painful thing that you have to endure. So people need to realize that this person is already in her mind. She's stressed and overwhelmed with all the appearance, because she even mentioned that if she does something, her fans will always slander the person, or they'll talk or bash. They'll always, the right words she uses, they'll always protect her. But then in her social media pages, they'll say, of course, you did this and that. Do you see how it is living a life where you always have to check what you're doing? And you always have to be aware of your surroundings. You can never be oblivious. You can never eat your food. You can never wear what you want to wear, because people are out there watching what you're doing. Do you know how difficult that is? Literally, it's like in prison where you're guarded 24/7. You have no peace. You have no collection of what you want, no peace. You have no privacy. Everything you do is out there. This is why you find a lot of people. I remember it's Miracle who won a BB something. He went off social media for almost a year. I congratulate him, because that amount of pressure is a lot. And if you notice, if you go out of social media, nobody talks about you. But this girl has been quiet, minding her business, and people are still talking. So it will take a lot of energy for her to even acclimatize to this surrounding. And I hope she can get someone I hope she gets the best person or people and support system who are going to be good for her mental health, because it's going to wear her down if we don't check her properly. But I personally would ask her what she wants. I don't care what the fans or other people are talking about. I want to ask her what she wants, because at the end of the day, it's her money. At the end of the day, she's the one who won. At the end of the day, it's her responsibility to do what she wants to do, not what we want to do. And for the handler, if I was to apply, literally, I would rather give my pet my phone to literally handle my pages, because the handling thing was not even a thing until lately. People just used to go. There are people who never even had, and like Justin never had a handler, but he reached, I don't know, week 8 or something, and he's doing good. It's just because of your luck. It depends on your talent. It depends on God. It depends on so many factors that we need to articulate. If Khosi wasn't like day one, she wouldn't even make it to the end. That is it. That's just it. And I'm not talking about Khosi. I'm talking about everyone who has ever applied or been a housemate in Big Brother. It's not about the handlers per se, but it's basically because of the person and what that person exudes. If that person exudes joy, we're going to receive it. If that person kind of aligns himself or portrays something that goes into communities and what we see in communities and what we face, we're obviously going to relate and like the person. So that is just my opinion, Glory.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kimberly. Thank you so much. Well said, well articulated, and I agree with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Glory.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to the next speaker, Linda. But before Linda speaks, I just want to also highlight something. Yeah. So still on the conversation, I even played it on the recording. There was a part where some people who obviously are not supporters of Khosi, they were actually making jest of Khosi being the winner and not having the 25 million yet to pay the handler. And it was quite disgusting because the person's voice that I heard loudest, the person was actually jeering, like, we nah, you don't have the money. I'm like, how do people actually reason in this part of the world? And it was very obvious that that person is very, very ignorant of these things. So Khosi stayed in Big Brother's house for 78 days. She said it over and over and over again, even without her saying it. It's something that common sense should provide for that person or those people that were actually making jest of the situation, that this person stayed in the house for 78 days, no access to her life on the outside. And by her life, I mean including her finances. So this person comes out of the house. We don't know what the situation is. We don't know if this person even has that 25 million naira, up to that in rands, in their account. Now, they are obviously expecting that, the moment Khosi wins the show, they are giving her the $100,000 instantly. When we have seen that even when a housemate emerges the winner at the end of the season of the show, they do not get the money on that very night. There has to be scheduled a day when the person's prize will be handed over. And even though the prize is handed over, you are not seeing them handing over, what do they call it, $100,000 in cash to the person. What you are seeing in that handover is the card. That's just for picture sakes, right? It's just for publicity that, this person has received the winning prize. So there is a process involved, right? The money has to be transferred to the person's account. Now, I don't know what other process is involved. If banks has to do any deductions for tax or whatever, I don't know how that is done in South Africa, but there's a process involved. And there's also the process of Khosi going for media rounds, handling her life, trying to settle down into an apartment, trying to get her life together. And this is the second week that the show has ended. And we know that usually the first week after the show ends is for media, interviews, publicity, and all. And these people brought their brain to a space to laugh about it, to make jest of this woman that, 25 million, you don't have. I'm like, really? I've said this thing before. I've said this several times on my channel. I'm going to say it again. For us netizens, and I'm including myself, all social media users, we need to be very careful of the way we portray ourselves by the things we say. You go onto a space and you go open your mouth and you just you spit out gutters or you spit out interesting things, it is going to be an absolute reflection of yourself, an absolute reflection of where your senses stand, an absolute reflection of if you're a reasonable person or if you are a non-entity. If you are very, very ignorant, the way you speak and the things you say, it's going to definitely be a reflection of that. So listening to how that person was jeering, I'm like, wow, very pathetic. So people need to understand that there's a process to all of these things. There is a process to all of these things. And because Khosi won $100,000 from the show, it does not mean that if the handler is asking for 25 million, she should just cough out the money instantly. There needs to be accountability. There needs to be record keeping. Okay, what was done, what was not done. There's a process to these things. It does not make her poor. It does not make her a church rat that cannot afford to pay her bills. This is just common sense. Anyways, quickly we move on to Linda. Hi, Linda.
Hi, good morning.
You're welcome, Jerry. How are you?
Girl woke up from my sleep hearing nonsense. This is crazy. I never thought it would get to this type of level, but well, here we are. A lot. Let's just say this. Let's take a book from. I hope Khosi takes a book from Maria, Emeka, and it was another person, Erica. All these women, and even Beauty too. All these women did the smartest thing when they got out the house and heard all the bad things that came after they left the home. They took time, stepped back, and rebranded. That's exactly what Khosi needs to do. She should anyone who had anything to do or handling when she first got on that show to the time she left should just disappear. Do her research on finding the right publicity for her that only care for her and her brand and what she want to pursue in the future. Because this what happens when you go in the house. You didn't go in the house just because you wanted to be in the home. You want to become the person you become. You end up getting $1 million. Someone's been pushing you. Now you got the money, and everybody's like rats trying to eat from you. And then they go on. What kind of nonsense you go on social media for? To sit here and disrespect somebody that you worked hard to get to the level of winning the show, and then you go on the Twitter space because you felt as though maybe you didn't like what she said when she came out the show, and y'all had a falling out, and then you spoke to her boyfriend, a boyfriend that she said she's not even like, we don't know what's going on with that. So why are you bringing her personal business on the internet? And I hope she did sign an NDA, whatever the clause is for her not to be speaking. You're a publicist or a handler. Should be dealt as the same way as a publicist. You are biased. You should not put no emotion into anything that's going on. If you don't like what she's saying to you, you tell her, look, I'm grateful that you won. We can go to court. I'll sue you. Or you just tell her, look, I'm moving on. But remember, I want my money. Or you go to court. If you feel as though that you're entitled to something, you go to court. You don't put that stuff out on the internet. That's rude. That's disrespectful. It's her jealousy. You're jealous that she sat there and won. She's jealous that you're not famous like her. You jealous. You want to do the same thing? Go on the show and do the same thing like everybody else does. Well, you're a handler. You have no say. You are a PR personnel. You are biased. You just do what you're supposed to do. Send out a note to the social media handlers, to the media, and say, this is this and that, what Khosi's going to do with this, and that. You go on, instead of you trying to build her trip to Nigeria, you want to go on social media and try to defame her or make her look like a piece of crap. It's not cool. It's very disrespectful.
Doesn't make sense.
It's sickening. Very sickening, and I don't like it. Now, I didn't vote for Khosi because I can't. I'm in America. I can't vote for Khosi. But I did tell people, like before, back then, even with Dora and with White Money, I told them vote for them. I said, I call cousins. I said, hey, vote for them. I'll send you something. I did that too. I sent people money. I haven't heard, I don't know if it's true or rumor. I heard LaCon Rose was getting fans support for Khosi. Now, my only issue is, where's the money, handler? I hope that any prizes or gifts you're not taking from the fans of Khosi and saying that's yours. Because that's embezzlement if you're doing that now. Which now, that's even nasty. Why make this show into something that is not? This is a show for opportunity for people who want to become somebody, to get into the fame and fortune of their dreams, and then you come and destroy it with your nonsense and dirty mouth and blast people on social media. If you're such a good handler, why Khosi doesn't have 1 million people on her Instagram? If you're so good, because every winner who won the show since LaCon has been 1 million so far. Why haven't you got her up to 1 million since you're such a good handler? You handle the situation. But no, you can go on social media, say Twitter Spaces, and bash her. I hope she fire you. And then we'll see who's gonna hire you next. We'll be waiting. We're all gonna sit here and find out who's gonna hire you this time, because now you look stupid. You look like a fool coming out here doing nonsense, trying to call her boyfriend, putting her boyfriend's business out there. Who told her to speak to the man in the first place? And then this boyfriend dude, what's your business in her business? Aren't you just a boyfriend, not her husband? Who gives you to say when you need to tell her handler what to do? You're not even her husband. I mean, come on, man. This is crazy. I thought we were all happy and cheery, and we accepted she won, and we want to look at the other handlers and see how much fun Blue Aver's doing. Everybody else is doing great, and this nonsense of negativity coming about. Come on, man. The girl won the show. We need to move on. Khosi, just rebrand yourself. Take a break. Just take it back. Give one picture they want. Dial back. Change your whole team. Come to Nigeria. Let's praise you as the winner. Come on now, babe. This is crazy.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
welcome.
Linda. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Have a
All
good
right,
day.
so we're gonna move on
Bye.
to Dennis. Yeah. Hi, Dennis.
Hello, Glory.
Hello.
Hello, Glory. Can you hear me?
No, we can't hear you. You need to be more audible.
Wait, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, but you need to project so that we can hear you louder.
Oh, okay. I think it's my AirPod I'm using.
Sorry?
So,
Hello. Dennis, when you come back, just put your mouthpiece closer to your mouth so that we can hear you clearly, all right? Okay, we're going to move on to Gift. Hi, Gift. Hello. Hello, Gift. Okay, if Gift is not here, we're going to move on to Bonani. Hi, Bonani. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you. Hi, you're welcome to the conversation. How are you? Bonani, you have to unmute yourself. Hello. Hello. Hello, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you. But you need to stop muting yourself so that we can hear you clearly.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. You're welcome. You're welcome to the conversation.
Hi.
Okay, that was strange. That was strange. Anyways, guys, the conversation continues. If you want to speak, you want to join on here, kindly click on the link that I am sharing in the comment section. Click on the link and you'll be able to join and share your thoughts about the whole matter. We're still talking about the whole drama in Khosi's camp. As I said before, I personally think that Khosi needs to start afresh. It's not too late. And one thing these people should understand is that Khosi's dreams and aspirations are actually bigger than all of this drama. They're actually bigger. Yes. I don't know what they're expecting. I don't know if they want Khosi to come and do a video and start explaining herself, which I think is quite unnecessary. Yes. The way she's been silent, she should definitely continue being silent that way. Yes. But I think Khosi needs to start afresh. Okay. Hello.
Hi, Gloria. I'm so sorry
Oh,
about
hi.
that.
You're
Hi.
welcome back.
My name is Candice, not Bonani. Bonani is my last name. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
I want to say everyone, I'm just feeling sorry for Kosi really because it's not nice when people are talking about you that way, whether it's your camp or it's the person that is supposed to be your handler. And the way
Yes.
she has handled it, it's not really, really great. It's not professional. And because although I've heard that Kosi did not take her as a manager, so she wanted to be a manager. So even if you wanted to be a manager and she didn't allow you to, you don't have to go publicly like that and start talking about her business. And another thing is, we loved her right from the word go. I live in the UK, so I will send the money to my sister, and at times I will use her phone number to vote for Khosi. So it's not like she's the one who was telling us to vote for Khosi. I really feel sorry for her. I just feel like really, as another person has said, that it's best if they ask her what she would like to do. I think she should just really relax. I'm glad she was not on social media yesterday. And I hope really she takes things easy because she hasn't got it easy even inside the house, really. I really, really feel for her about all this. And thank you so much for being biased because you're not taking any sides. So at times I will go into your channel and just check what's going on there. So you keep us posted. So thank you so much. That's it for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can't really pronounce your name, but thank you so much. All right. Okay, we're
All
going to
right.
quickly move on to Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Hello, Ruby.
Hello, Glory.
Hello. Hi, Ruby. You're
Hi,
welcome to the
hear me.
conversation. I can hear you. How are you?
Hi, Glory. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm fine.
I can hear you.
God, thank God I'm with you today.
I'm glad
Thank
you're
God
here.
I've gotten across to you today.
Okay. So,
I
Ruby,
thought
your connection
your
is not
victim, the
clear.
handler of his phone.
Ruby, your
Okay.
connection is not
Can you
clear.
hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Hello?
I can hear you. Oh God. Woof. Okay, guys. The link is still in the comment section. Please go ahead and click on it so that you can share your thoughts for us to hear. All right. We're still talking about the whole Kosi's handler and Kosi Reigns situation. And I was saying that my advice for Kosi is that Kosi starts afresh. Okay. And here's why the whole thing was really paining me. Yes, I have to say paining because yes, I felt pain when I was hearing all the things that was being said. I feel like these people literally created the grounds for Kosi to get dragged unnecessarily. People who had grievances to share about Kosi's victory from the show decided that, oh, this was the opportunity that they needed, to tear Kosi down, to preach the gospel of Kosi did not deserve to win. And a lot of people were now saying that, oh, because Kosi did not deserve to win, then she will definitely not find rest or peace with this new status that she has. And I found it really ridiculous because that is what normally happens when sore losers do not have any grounds for argument anymore. They look for a loophole. Yes. And you see what's happening right now? That is the loophole that these people by themselves have actually created. A lot of nasty things are being said. And I'll point back again to the handler making reference to Khosi's boyfriend. I was asking myself, what was the point in doing that? As a handler, you are fully aware of the drags that this girl has received during the show and after the show. A lot of people have slut shamed her. A lot of people have body shamed her. A lot of people have called her all sorts of names. A lot of people have called her, what's that? Is it polygamous or polyamorous or whatever? A lot of people have said all manner of things. There was another conversation that was even had earlier before the one that was had last night and the ones of yesterday. You know, somebody decided to bring in the whole Yemi conversation, that she deserves what she's getting. That look at the way she played that game with Yemi and Tabang in the house. And I'm thinking, are we still dwelling on that old conversation? So that person obviously still hasn't moved on. And I listened to all the things that that person had to say, and it was really appalling. Because it goes to tell you that some fans decide to operate in the realm of selective amnesia. Some fans embark on a journey of selective myopia. You are fully aware of the game that your fave is playing. And so someone else outshines your fave in their game. And then automatically you decide to create an enemy of a person that does not even know about your existence. I listened to a grown-ass woman dragging Khosi, slut shaming her, insulting her. This person was even sounding very delusional at the point where she said that, oh, Yemi dealt with Khosi in that house by following Khosi around. Yemi was not giving Khosi breathing space when she was going to go and talk to Miracle and Tabang in the dressing room because it was a situation of no peace for the wicked. You don't want to give me peace, me too, I'll be interrupting your conversation. I'm like, oh, wow. It's the interpretation for me. It's the way people interpret things for me. People just literally conveniently put themselves in a box. They put their minds, their comprehension skills in a box to suit an ugly narrative that they have created in their minds about a housemate. And these are the same people that are clamoring for another season of Big Brother. And I'm telling myself, hell no, these people are not ready for this show. Yes, the only thing that is good for them is just watch the show and enjoy it. But don't even stress your brain in trying to go analytical about the show. Otherwise, you will injure your brain. Yeah, because I listened to that woman speak, and oh my God, I was shook. I was shook. But then the important thing is that era is gone. All of those things happened in the house. It was a game that was played during the show. Everybody played their game. So what's the fuss? So now handler is dragging people. People are dragging handler. Hey, that person decided to arise from the dead or wherever the person's head was. I say, yeah, whatever is happening to Khosi, Khosi deserves it. And I'm like, really? Really? Anyways, let me pause here. Quickly move on to Eyong. Hi, Eyong. You're welcome to the conversation. Can you unmute yourself and speak so that we can hear you, please?
Hi,
Eyong.
everybody. Yeah, can you hear me?
Hi.
Wow. It's
You're
really a
welcome to the
privilege.
conversation.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here. I've been following you for some time, but this is the first time actually that I'm trying to join your live. In fact, this is the first time I'm joining any live on YouTube. So if
Thank
I
you
make
so
any
much.
mistakes, just bear with me, okay?
Please express yourself. And
All
it's
right.
a pleasure having you here. It's a
Thank
pleasure
you
having
so
you
much.
here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Wow. So I've been following things that have been happening since yesterday, and I was shocked, like you rightly said. I was disappointed. I was annoyed. Like there were a lot of emotions. I was trying to figure out Khosi's mental health right now. Like this girl literally left, and problems have been following her all through. All right. So talking about the handler, it's really bizarre, I must say. It's she does not possess any professionality. like no professionalism. She doesn't respect. If she said they had an agreement, I don't see how she's going to get her money by spreading all these rumors. I don't know if they are true or not, but I don't know why she would come online and cry and say a lot of demeaning things. For me, it's so uncalled for. I think there are better ways to handle this. There are better ways to maybe come to a compromise. That is my
True.
take on. Yeah, there are better ways. And like you said, she's trying to leech off Kosi's fame, and it's not a good way to go about it at all. I feel like she can benefit more from her if she had just humbled herself, handle her business carefully. And Kosi, I don't want this to defer her or deter her from anything that she planned to do, because it's really challenging for her, I must say. Like, a lot of people are counting on her. She doesn't, I don't know if she really knows how to handle this, because though she's tough, I feel like it's really difficult,
It
because the
is.
people she trusted, the people she trusted, it's like they're against her now. And
Mm.
I learned she does not have complete control over her social media, over her Instagram. Yeah,
I
and
know.
also what I found out was that this handler used her personal page for Kosi's fan page,
So I heard as
which
well.
yeah, which means that she had other motives. Like, that's not fair. Kosi's fan page was supposed to be Kosi's fan page. It means she's leeching number of followers to grow her own personal page.
Exactly.
Yeah, which means from the get-go she had other motives. I think
Exactly.
what is happening now, I don't even know the words to describe it, but it's really terrible. I
It
really
is
feel
terrible.
sorry. Yeah, I really feel sorry for Kosi right now. And I don't know if she has the right support system that can advise her, tell her what to do. Because South Africans, the way they handle it is different from the way Nigerians will go about it. And Kosi is not very confrontational. She likes to mind her business, and she doesn't really want to be out there. Yeah, instead of confronting the situation, I feel like hello, are you there, Glory?
Yeah, we can hear you. Carry on.
Oh, okay,
Carry
all
on.
right. So I feel like instead of her to confront the situation, she should just let the dogs keep wagging. Yeah, and she should maybe get a lawyer to see what she can do about it and see the way forward. Honestly, like, she should change her team completely, because even the people she trusted, like, they brought her personal issues, things that she tried keeping privately to
Hmm.
the internet. So I think it's really messed up. But
Yeah.
well, what
It
can
is
we
messed
do?
up.
Yeah.
He's messed up. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ayong. Thank you so
All
much. And
right.
I want to say something, yeah. Here is what
Mm-hmm.
these people obviously, it's either they know that that's what they're doing or they don't. But here's
Yeah.
what I see that they are doing, yeah. Making reference, because in all of those conversations, a lot of references was made to
Yeah.
Kosi's boyfriend, and these people are fully aware that Kosi's boyfriend situation, a relationship with that person, is a
Yeah.
topic of conversation. It is a
Mm-hmm.
very, very sensitive topic of conversation. As we speak,
Yeah.
a lot of people are still curious to know if Kosi is still with that person or not. A lot of people still
Exactly.
want to know if the person, will accept her or not. The truth is, nobody knows or understands the kind of relationship that Kosi has with that person. Nobody knows. The only person that would know is Kosi and that man. Nobody knows, right? So listening to all of those conversations, the constant reference to I spoke to Kosi's boyfriend, he said I should go ahead. I felt like the person was giving a picture that was not meant to be given. The person
Yeah,
was
true.
creating an impression. Yeah, the person was creating the impression of the man has probably dumped Kosi and has
Kosi.
decided that if you want to destroy her, go ahead and destroy her. And I felt like, no, that was
Yeah.
just very, very spiteful.
Yeah.
As a
True.
PR person that you claim to be, you should understand that that is a crisis situation that you are creating for this woman. It's not about saying you are running a PR company. It's not about saying that you are into PR. Do you understand what you're doing? Do you understand the
Exactly.
things that you are saying? Do you understand the impact of the words that you use online? Do you understand? So it's very
Yeah.
pathetic, frankly. Very pathetic. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Thank
is.
you. Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Glory. See you some
Thank you
other
very
time.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Okay. We're going to quickly move on to Na. Hello. Hello, unmute so we can hear you.
Hello. Glory.
Hi. Good afternoon. You are
Can
welcome
you
to the
hear me?
conversation. I can hear you. You are welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be connected today. It's been a while I've been trying. Today, for the first time, I've connected to you. Can you hear me,
You're
please?
welcome. I can hear you. You're welcome.
Can you
You're
hear me?
welcome. I can hear you. I think there's a delay in our connection, but please
Okay.
carry on. I
And
can hear
before
you.
I start, I want to say that Okay, before I start, I want to say that I seriously commend your diction. Your diction is powerful. Sometimes, and even your array of vocabs. Sometimes I ask myself, does this woman use dictionary to talk? Because some of the things that you say are so accurate and on point, like the words are in context with whatever you're saying. And so maybe have a dictionary in front
Thank
of you that you look up to before you talk to us. Like I love your diction. Apart from your weeks though, I
you.
love your diction and then your array of vocabs. Big ups to you. Big ups to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. To start, I want to say that I agree with the last speaker right now because whatever they are doing to this girl, I feel she needs a very big support system because it's called, at the end of the day, data her brand. Because before Khosi came to the house, as we got to know Khosi as time goes on, we all got to know she has a beautiful and a big brand. Like she was already influencing big things, and like if you look at her page, the things that they were using like were big. Right now she's been able to win the show and then she's out there. This lady, or whatever they call it, odogu handler or whatever, wants to, I just as you said, wants to lynch on her fame to get to where she wants to get. And apart from getting to where she wants to get, she wants to trample upon Kosi's brand, thereby making, rendering Khosi, like I don't know, they deterring her win, like putting a question mark on her win, that there was something that was done mysteriously for her to
Mm-hmm.
win. I love Kosi right away. After, for in the beginning, I said, when I saw Yemi, I said, that's the kind of guy I want. I was drooling over Yemi. So when I saw Kosi with Yemi, I said, I love the two of them. Then I was not going to socials to check her this thing. After some time, before I started going to Twitter and Instagram to check her pages. So if this woman is saying that we loved her because of her posting Kosi and other things, I would say it's a big fat lie because it's not true. I personally don't follow this. I follow based on what I watch on my DSTV. At a point in time, I remember going to Kosi's DM on Instagram to tell the lady that I was trying to log in to vote, and it's just like Wednesday, and then the voting will end. I'm logging in, and it's still not going through. So can she help me to vote? This my this thing, my code and everything. She didn't mind me up to now, and I'm a premium subscriber of DSTV, and she
Wow.
didn't mind me till now. So you are telling me you were paying 25 million naira to get votes. Meanwhile, you are having free people in your DM telling you that you want to vote for Kosi, and we are finding it hard to log in to vote for her. And here am I didn't fall in love with Kosi because of you. I fell in love because of what she was doing. I remember at a point in time, I'll be when I go out, I go to work and I don't watch. I'll come right straight home and I'll come to YouTube straight. I was not even going to Instagram and Twitter. I go there after I have belly full on YouTube, because YouTube you have detailed analysis of whatever, especially your page. you have detailed analysis of everything before. So when I watch, then I'm okay. Before I'll go and stroll on Twitter and those things, because those places you only get fans insulting people. I don't like those kind of things. So after I read, even most times when I go to Twitter, I don't even read comments, because some of them are just too toxic. They just want to insult. They can't put up their discussions without insulting people, and I don't buy into that. So I don't really
Yeah.
go there. Mostly YouTube is where I listen to my understand. And then this woman is saying all this. For me, if Kosi wants to do something, I think she should take a legal action on this whole issue, so that she can redeem her image, because this woman just wants to tarnish her image after feeding and getting the recognition. Because before today, we never knew who Odogu handler or queen or diva was. But because of Kosi, now we know who she is. And to come and tell me that you were using your personal space to for fan base, like how? Because if even today Kosi is saying is opening a Kosi Rain fan base, trust me, it will grow within a short time, because she already made the brand. And when she was in the house, she was making it. So if you had wanted to open a fan base this thing for, you could have started from the scratch and it would have grown. But you decided to use your personal, because if you can see this, she had a agenda from the beginning. Because for you to even use your personal this thing for fan base, knowing that this girl is there, and then growing her fan base is easy. And then Considerants were loud. They were not people that could be intimidated. We were loud. So it's easy to grow. And then she had an agenda from beginning. And how much is Kosi winning that you are taking 25 million out of it? How much is she winning? So like it means
Sam.
she's just greedy, and she wants to get what the girl is winning. Because how much is she winning that you spent all this money? And mind you spend this money at behind there. From her own this thing, she said that Kosi said they should only post her on Sundays. It means Kosi even didn't want to involve this kind of machinery or mercenary that she was talking about. You just
Machinery.
went ahead to waste money, and then you say Kosuman just want to steal the girl's money, and then the girl said that she's going to use everything for her charity works. Now you want to take more than half, or I don't know how much, 100,000 dollars is in Nigeria. I'm in Ghana, sorry, so I don't know the equivalence. But like from what I'm hearing from other people, it means it's like $50,000 that the 25 million she is taking. So it means half of the money. Hey, then it means she herself, she came for a purpose. And she said before they started, a person wanted to collect 4 million, and you rejected the 4 million. You want to take 25 million. Like seriously, this woman is excuse me to say, a thief. She's just, and then you said Kosi Rains were giving you money weekly, and then the money you are supposed to raise a week, you couldn't get up. At least they were paying money, so their money couldn't buy you the votes that you wanted. And now after that they gave you money to buy gifts for the girl. Now all the money, that one too, you said, where is it? This woman came in with an agenda. She came in with an agenda just to come and get money from Kosi. That's the bottom line. And then when she's not getting her way, she decided to disgrace the girl. Talking about her boyfriend said that I should feel free to go ahead and say everything that I want to say. Like seriously, for all you know, the boyfriend has not even contacted this woman and told her anything. She herself wanted to say what she wants to say, and that's what she's saying. The boyfriend has not said anything, and because she knows the case of her boyfriend is very sensitive, and everybody wants to know whether there was really a boyfriend or not. She
True.
just want to use the opportunity, because she know we will believe her, because we will know her. She already has information, and the things that she will bring out, it will scatter the market, it will scatter the, like seriously. And then if Kosi wants to take this woman on, she can, because as a PRO, you had privileged informations that people didn't have. And then you are ready to bring all those things out just to prove a point. If Kosi wants to take her legally on, she can, and then she will win the case. And that's the best way she should take this woman on, because this woman is, excuse me, she's a thief. She's just a thief that wants to lynch on the girl. She's a leech too. She wants to leech on the girl. So the best thing to do is to take her on legally.
Hmm. All right.
And then
Thank you very much now.
everything that she's doing to is when you decide to do something to with somebody, and then even though the contract is not signed, it's silent, and it also holds in the court of law. So you cannot tell me that you can come out and be saying all this thing, spilling tea bit by bit, tea that any ordinary person will not get a privilege to. You got it because you were the handler, and then now
Exactly.
you are spilling it small, 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 small. So it's a total breach of contract. And if the girl,
Mm-hmm.
Khosi, wants to hold her to ransom, she can, and she will win. Because all these things she's doing, I really feel sorry for the mental health of Khosi. Because when she was in the house, she was hated upon. Even they created a coven for her sake. The main purpose for COVID was Khosi. And then now she's been able to overcome it. She's out. She's a winner. You get to also enjoy a win. Already, the fans are all trolling her with her makeup and her dressing. Now that she's coming out small, and then now the makeup is getting okay, the dressing. Now you two, you have brought your own. It means the girl really need, unless she has a very strong mental faculty, it's going to really worry her, because it's too much. I know she's a strong girl, but she needs a very strong support system, because this thing is not easy. Personally, my heart is breaking for Khosi. My heart is breaking for Khosi, because it's not easy what she's going through. It's a pity. Gloria, I want to end here, and I'm very happy I've been able to get through to you today. Thank you so much, and all
Thank
your
you.
listeners.
Thank you so much, Na. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. All right. We're going to quickly move on to Aisha. Hello, Aisha. Are you ready to speak?
Yeah, Gloria, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're welcome. How are you?
I'm good, and you're looking good as always.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, just one thing, Glory. I want you to kind of like advise me not to have a fave next time, because this roller coaster is not meant for me. I don't want this stress for my life. So
Wow.
I think the first time ever that I've supported someone was with Maria. And when she left, I was really kind of like heartbroken. Then with Kosi, I didn't even kind of like have the passion of supporting Kosi at first, because immediately I saw Marvin, I just finished watching The Circle on Netflix, and I was like, "Ooh, what's Marvin looking for here?" So it was like my first kind of like fave. But then the first week, I don't know how the lady did it, but I was really, really attracted to Kosi. Like, okay, let me say, what's our next move? What's she going to give us this week? And she kind of like keep me entertained throughout the season, and I feel like she's very deserving of the win. And it's so kind of like, bad that all these things are really going on, because she's supposed to have this love and everything outside, and not having all these issues with the handler and everything else. Personally, with the handler, I think I have my own kind of like reservations. There are a lot of things that I always tell people, you don't have to talk about it. You have to just look at the person you are kind of like supporting, which is Kosi. There are a lot of times they talk in a demeaning way, which personally I've experienced firsthand. But then I'm always like, okay, I'm doing this for Kose. I'm doing this for Kose. So I kind of always take the kind of like entire thing with liberty, and like try to support Kosi the best way I could, even with the
Yeah.
gift thing. It's so surprising. I was actually added to the WhatsApp group. Right now it's blocked, and we are not
Wow.
even hearing anything
So
about
you're
the
also locked out.
and I don't even kind of like, write anything or speak in the kind of like WhatsApp group. But it's so interesting to see all this thing going on. I don't even know that there are actually two group, Coin group and also like the Mercy group. It was in on Twitter that I was seeing all these different kind of like VKRs and
Wow.
things, and I was like, actually, where do I belong to? Because I don't know. So at this point, I don't know
You
if
were
I'm a
lost.
Koserin or a VKR. It's really crazy. It's really crazy, and from what we heard, the main issue kind of like sprouted from the fact that maybe the Anla is not meant to be on the management team, and that is why she's doing all these things, which I feel
Wow.
like there is always a better way of going about all these things. You don't really have to come public and make a mess of this. Even if Kosi agrees to pay you the money, there was also a narrative that said she promised to pay in 2 months. She came out in less than 2 weeks. It's not even up to a 2 month. So why don't you even wait for 2 months to see if she's going to pay or not? Because having all
Wow.
messages, all these Twitter things online, I'm not Kosi. But every day I'm always kind of like heartbroken. I was like, okay, if I'm like this, I'm just a fave, not Kosi. What is Kosi going through? Because it's really unfair on the girl. We are kind of like setting up spaces for her to get dragged on. These are opportunities that other people are kind of like looking for to kind of like feed on Kosi, to kind of like really see like where they can come in and kind of like talk down on Kosi. And it's so bad that Koreans are also the ones kind of like creating this opportunity for us to get dragged. So I really don't know. I just feel like you gave the best advice this evening that Kosi should really start on a clean state and kind
Yes.
of like have a of like brand new management coming in, because at this point there are a lot of people trying to come up as the new handlers. I would truly say Queen is the major problem, because what's the assurance that the next handler is not also going to kind of like cause another kind of like ruckus or problem for the entire kind of like fan base. So I feel like, just as Kosi have always been saying, she's trying to take her time to build a sustainable kind of like brand. Let her also take her time to form a very good management team, so that she can really be able to build the sustainable brand that she dreams of. Because with these ones, I'm just glad that they are kind of like showing their true characters like earlier on, because it would have been kind of like really devastating if this happens maybe later on, when she's already kind of like bagged a lot of deals, and this kind of negative publicity will be also kind of like bad on a brand. So I'm so glad this happens before anything is being announced on deals or anything. So she really have the chance of really forming a good management team. And I feel like she also have this fan base that, regardless of anything, they're always there for her. Because I'm not Kosi, just as said before, but sometimes when I feel bad and I see a lot of people coming up to defend her, then I kind of like get my morale boosted as well. Like, okay, yeah, I have the other guys here to kind of like defend. So she really have a fan base that really love her. It's not about the handler. I won't say the handler did not play a role. That's the function of the handler, to make sure that people keep loving their kind of like fave. So Kosi gave us a game in the kind of like house, and we really love her for that. But also the handler played a role outside to
Of
make sure that
course.
also working together with Kosi and bringing
Of
the audience
course.
along. So she really deserves her accolades. Even I contributed for the handler's gift, but then I was so surprised to see all this on Twitter happening. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I really respected the handler before, but with all these drags and everything, I just feel like this is not the best way for her to go about it. And I would really advise her to also kind of like calm down. I don't know if she's going to hear, but she should just try to reach out to Kosi, let them
Yeah.
have a discussion and come to an agreement that is going to be beneficial for both of them. Because online, I don't think anything is going to get solved online. It's just going to get dragged. You're just promoting opportunity for yourself to also get dragged, because she might think she's hiring people at her back, or probably she's dragging Kosi, but that also says a lot about her personality. BB Ninja, BB kind of like Titans is not going to end now. What brand does she create for herself? Who is going to trust her? She did a very good job with Kosi, which I feel like that was a very, very big platform for her. If she didn't come up with all these drags, for other kind of like upcoming housemates to reach out and also kind of like make her like their handlers or something. But now with this, she also lost her integrity, which
True.
I don't care about her. I care about Khosi. So I just wish Khosi the best. And yeah, let's see what happens. So thank you so much,
Thank
Gloria.
you.
Always
Thank you. Thank you very much, Aisha. And you guys have really tried, though. I mean, I must give it to you, Kosi Rings. I saw bank receipts of people contributing 200,000. I
Mhm.
saw different 200,000 naira that was sent. I saw in different currencies. I saw 60,000 something. I say, how many people have money, oh, right? And it
Gloria,
was
the
kind of
funniest thing is that I'm always before I have this opinion of like, who the hell are the people contributing money just because of a fame? But right now,
yeah.
I feel like my husband always kind of like make jest of me because now I'm the kind of like person I always preach against. I've never in my life thought that there's going to be a time where I will also be very willing to
Wow.
contribute was gifting, a
Wow.
kind of like favorite housemate, or also kind of like
Wow.
paying for vote, also kind of like reaching out to family to get their
Wow.
to get their phone numbers. And that is why I really feel like I don't want to stand in fame anymore. Like
Wow.
it's so stressful, to be honest. It is. I don't know, like people go through a lot like this to really kind of like stand a fave. So you guys out there that have been standing from like Fina to, oh, you guys are trying this one time, and I'm already kind of like, out of it. I'm not doing this again. But of course, I'll still stay with Kosi to make sure that we kind of like, we are always with her, because
Hmm.
we already like fan family to her. So yeah, anything that happens, we will
Wow.
always kind of like stay by her side. But yeah.
Hmm. Okay, well done. I give you your flowers. You people have tried. Well done. All right. Thank you very much, Aisha, for coming on to speak. Okay. We're going to move on to Sagal Ibrahim.
Hello,
Hi.
Gary. How are ya?
I'm good. You're welcome. Thanks
Thank
for
you
joining.
very much. Thank you. It's the gal, and I am first and foremost would like to give you your flowers. You are the best analyst I can come across on YouTube,
Thank you.
especially with Big Brother Niger or Titans this time or Zanzi. I
Yeah.
watched your video, your analysis, like everyone else and your listeners,
Thank
and
you.
always catch anything I can't watch. I know where to go. I know where my source is because you're very straight shooter, straight to the point, non-biased, and would give always the cleanest analysis summary of everything that goes down in the Big Brother house. So I would like to
Thank
first
you.
say you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. I'm all the way from Toronto, Canada. I wished I lived in
Thank you.
Africa or had family in Africa to be, flowering you with all these gifts, or even, the housemates, because, oh man, I tell you, this year was something else. This Big Brother
Wow.
Titan. I watched it from the beginning to the end, and thank God I had time because the hate on Khosi, I really took it very personal. I've never
Wow.
seen such a continent, especially, well, again, the haters are small compared to the love. Hate on
Mm.
someone on their physique, forget about her beauty inside, but to disgust her and to hate on how she looks and still to campaign her and not believe she won fair and square, it's really disgusting.
Yeah.
They missed out the big objective here, which is to unite a whole continent with love.
Yeah.
And again, this is a game, like everyone else and your listeners said. This is a game, people. We're taking things so little and so personal on anyone playing with their strategic. They all had an agenda. They all knew what to do, but sore losers always have the loudest voice.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, the beauty, the love will always succumb to all this hate and eventually die down with the next seasons to come. But at the end of the day, I would say that Kosi will be the winner. She is a beautiful soul. Again, I'm just seeing from TV, from her interviews, from her life. She hasn't changed one bit. She is who she is. And they're hating on that because it's not the script they wrote for her. they just hating her for no apparent reason, which is fine. And everyone else want to chase the clout to lynch, as you said. That was the perfectly way to say it. They're lynching on her success because they couldn't do it, so they're monetizing as much as they can by talking about her to grow their Twitter spaces, to grow their followers. And we should just ignore, really, and not even give it a breath of anything, because that's what they want at the end of the day. So I just wanted to say, I wish, as I said, lived in Africa to even vote for this lady, because she truly deserves the win 10 times. 10, even 100 times more than anyone else. She played her game from the beginning. She walked to that house, the moment she left, and she's still winning. And she will be strong. I know everyone is worried about her mental state and all. If she can go through what she did in a confined space with all the hate inside the house, the sky is the limit, even just the starting point for this lady outside. She does not need to prove anything to anybody. She will be able to come through at the end of the day. She's a silent mover. We all know she did her move silently, and she's definitely doing it outside the house as well. A great management team. I wouldn't be surprised if she already has that lockdown at this point, and she will come through at the end of the day. As for this Odugu handler, or whatever you guys call her, she will definitely lose at the end of the day. This clout that she's chasing will go nowhere. She just ruined her credibility as a businesswoman, as a creator, whatever she is. At the end of the day, what goes around, I believe, will come around. So it's just a matter of time. So that's all I will say about that. I don't even want to speak on her behalf or anything she has done. She can put Khosi down if she wants, but at the end of the day, the love that this woman has across the country, forget about Africa, across the world, because I'm all the way in Canada, and I'm sure she has fans anywhere outside of Africa. They will always triumph the hate, and they will not even have nothing to say. This lady has been trending from the beginning she stepped in that all the way to now, and will continue to trend across the world. So that's no surprise right there. So that's all I wanted to say. Keep up the great work. I really love you and your analysis, and you have a fan here in Canada, Glory, whenever you do decide to come.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sagal. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
All right. Bye. Okay, we're going to quickly move on now to Erica. One person is trying to join, but I think your connection is not really good. So you need to try disconnect and reconnect, all right? Hi, Erica.
Hi,
Hello.
Glory. How are you?
I'm good. You're welcome
Hello,
to the
Glory. Can you
conversation.
hear me?
I can hear you. You're
Okay,
welcome.
I'm also good. Yeah. Okay. I hope the network will leave me to speak today, because it's always a problem.
Please go ahead. Network is great.
Yeah. Okay, good. No, I don't have much to say, actually, from what I heard about what is happening with Khosi. I feel like that's pure jealousy from her to do that. And she's actually creating a bad name for herself as well, because what she's doing to Khosi now, at the end of the day, when other people would want handlers, and if she's mentioning that she did this for Khosi, nobody will take it because of what she's now saying, what she's creating for herself. So I think it's just unnecessarily, it was just a bad thing that she did for herself. It's on her now to create a good name for herself at the end of the day, because what she did now, I don't think it will bring her anything. It won't make her rich. It will not give her anything at all. So I really, that's all I have to say, actually. Not much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Other than that, I just wanted to say, keep on with your good work. We are here over in Namibia. My friends and everybody is always rooting for you. Every time they call me, I tell them, no, I'm catching up on Glory. Who's this Glory? Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a nice evening. I'm
too.
so glad
Thank
I could speak today. Yeah.
I'm happy.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's that. Before we end today's conversation, let me just throw in a word of advice or two out there to the incoming Big Brother Nigeria housemates, because fingers crossed, we might have another season of Big Brother Nigeria. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people already who are looking forward to becoming one of the housemates. There are a lot of people that are auditioning already. And even moving forward with our Titans, our Titans housemates, I think this advice also applies to them. See, I know that these people are out of the house now. Also, for those people that want to get into the house, yes, and they will be looking for assistance to manage their socials. Hence, the need for a handler comes in. If I were to be in their shoes, here's what I would do. I'd rather get a personal assistant, a PA that's also social media savvy, someone that understands communication, very key. Someone that understands communication in a very, very professional level. Someone that also has emotional intelligence. Someone that understands how to carry conversations and how to address situations in the most intelligent and the most mature way. Because all of these skills I'm actually mentioning, they do not only apply to human interaction on a day-to-day basis on a physical level, it also applies online, i.e. on social media. So you need someone that qualifies as such. And it's quite sad that most of the time when people look for such people, they go with the popularity of it all. They go with those people who people deem as popular in what they do. They go with people that people feel, oh, this one did for this housemate, go with that one, this one did for that housemate. No, you don't have to go with the crowd. You don't have to go with popular opinion. You can as well look around you and look for that person that is trustworthy, someone that has integrity. Very important. Someone that knows how to keep secrets, and people that know how to keep their mouth shut. People that know how to speak when they should speak, and people that know how to keep quiet when they should keep quiet. And people that know how to speak and how to construct and deliver their message when they want to create content on your behalf. Because you also need to understand that whatever they put out there, it is a reflection of you. I've watched previous Big Brother Nigeria reunion shows where certain housemates will accuse certain housemates of, oh, you said this on your Instagram page, you said this on Twitter. And some of the housemates will say, no, it was not me, it was my handler. At the end of the day, when people see what you put out there on social media, nobody cares if you gave it to your father or your mother or your boyfriend or whoever or your handler to put it out there for you. The first thing that comes to people's mind is, oh, you put it out there, so you would have to take responsibility for that. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, if you have plans of participating on the new season of Big Brother Nigeria or Big Brother Titans or whichever Big Brother, you need to understand that your reputation is at stake. Your image is very, very important. So therefore, whoever you're going to put in charge of doing that, that person should be in the right frame of mind and should be skilled in the arts of communication. Excellence in communication, delivery, construction, all of those things are very, very important. Emotional intelligence and maturity on how to handle situations comes into play. Very, very big requirement. You should take all those things into consideration and ensure that you have someone that is ready and willing to protect your reputation for you by all means. It's not about going to hire somebody that say or claims that they are into PR. The question is, do they practice the key element of PR? Do they practice what they claim to understand, what they claim to know? And also you need to look at the personality of the individual. How does the person react under pressure? How does the person behave under pressure? Does the person lose their mind? Does the person go crazy? Does the person go crazy? Because all of these things are very, very important to check. As I said at the start of this live stream, I feel very sad for Khosi that she has to go through all of these things. I feel like it's just creating unnecessary noise. People are now questioning her win. People are dragging production as well, because the said handler said, oh, when they were voting on a particular week, people, she checked, and they told her that Khosi was second, and she said no, they have to pump in more votes, and then they pumped in more votes, and just to raise Khosi to number one. And now people are asking, does this handler work with Deloitte? Because Deloitte is the official, company that puts together all of these numbers, all of these votes count. So people are asking, does she work with Deloitte? Does this person have a mole in Deloitte? So Deloitte is now being questioned as well. The credibility of production, though it has already been questioned, it's now even questioned more. People are now saying that, oh, Khosi did not win on merit then. Now, these are the dangers of having unbridled tongues, unbridled mouth, wagging their tongue here and there unnecessarily. Sometimes you don't have to explain everything. You already know how the business goes. You already know that people will talk. You already know that trolls will troll. Do you really need to give explanation to everybody? No. Sometimes not everybody deserves an explanation. And I feel like these handlers, the whole team, with the need to give a lot of explanation, they have ended up creating a lot of loopholes, unnecessary grounds for unnecessary discrediting and drags. It does not make sense. It does not make sense at all. Hence the reason I am saying, a lot of us are saying that there's no element of professionalism in all of these things. Very sad. Very sad. So if you are contemplating participating on the next season of Big Brother Naija, my advice to you is shine your eyes very well. If you are going to interview people that would work for you as your campaign team, you need to make sure that you interview people thoroughly. Do a background check on them. Don't be carried away by the big names that they have worked for. Sometimes it's not about the big names they've worked for. It's about what makes up their profile, what makes up their portfolio. Are they credible? Do they have integrity? And mind you, they are not doing you a favor, because at the end of the day, you're going to pay them. So you're not doing them a favor. It's a business transaction. Because from all the things that was said in all of this plenty conversation, it just sounded like these people are sounding like they did Khosi a favor. If you have a contract with someone, to offer service, and the person is going to pay for your service, my dear, it is a business transaction. No favors were given. So which one is, oh, I was sick, I was this, I was that? Well, if you sign a contract with someone and you ended up falling sick along the line, it is still your responsibility, your obligation to offer the service, however way it turns out for you, as long as you will get paid for it. It's not a kumbaya movement. It is a business transaction, and that should be taken into cognizance. So I've said, for those people who are contemplating, participating on the new season of Big Brother, you need to be careful the people you use as your handlers. And more importantly as well, you need to be careful of the kind of information you give to those people. Because one thing I've noticed is that with the way handlers have become overly elevated, even unnecessarily, I feel like these days, handlers know things they should not even know about these housemates. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it is bad. Because the truth is, you don't really know these handlers 100%. You don't know them 100%. You don't know them the way you know your family. You don't know them the way you know your friends, your lovers, your loved ones. You don't really know them that much. So it has to be strictly business. Strictly business. And if there's going to be a contract, that contract should be well detailed and boundaries needs to be set. The contract needs to be well detailed. There needs to be boundaries. What boundaries do these handlers cross? What boundaries do they not cross? And I strongly recommend that in that contract, there should also be NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, so that these handlers will understand that there is an extent to which their powers can fly. Your powers can fly, on this ground. Your powers cannot fly on this grounds as well. Yes. I mean, take for instance, Kris Jenner, the Kardashians' mother. Kris Jenner is their manager. So I've watched a lot of videos online that says that, that everything about the Kardashians is NDAs, NDAs, NDAs. Before you go into their house, you have to sign an NDA that anything you see inside the house, you cannot spit it out outside. If you say it out on the outside, you'll be sued. And you know that those people, when they sue, they don't sue for peanuts. They can sue for an amount that even your entire generation cannot afford. I used to question it. I used to feel like, okay, what are these people feeling like? Why is it that you enter their house, you have to sign NDAs? Why? But now, with things like this happening, I feel like it's quite important, especially if you have seen your life, you've seen your future, you have a bright future ahead of you, and you know that certain things like this can easily mar all that you have been working for. Then you totally need to be careful. You totally need to be careful. So let me say it again in plain words. If you must get a handler, you need to have a contract with that handler. The handler needs to understand their work, what their deliverables should be, what are you expecting the handler to do, and I will also advise that you get at least a backup handler. If you don't have a family member, if you don't have a friend that can do the work for you, have a professional handler, if you want to call it like that, or maybe you work with a professional PR company. Professional PR companies actually do have like a social media department, people that actually handle people's socials. So if you cannot afford to go that high, get a handler, yes, and also get a family member that also has access to your account, a trusted family member or friend that has access to your socials, because I'm hearing a lot of things like, oh, handler is barring people from different groups, handler is doing this, handler is doing that. You need to be careful. That's what I'm saying. You need to cover all of these loopholes, because these are unnecessary loopholes. Yeah. You need to be very, very careful. These things, oh my God, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for Khosi. I feel so bad for Khosi. And then for the housemates that are out already now, the Titans, if you ask me, I will tell you that I don't think they actually do need a handler at this point. And I'll tell you why. The show is over. There's no need for votes anymore. There's no need to campaign for votes anymore. So I think that these housemates can comfortably and conveniently handle their social media accounts by themselves for the sake of privacy and the brand that they are building. For the likes of Khosi, the likes of Canada that have said that they have businesses, that they are bringing up. Khosi is going to be going into presenting, broadcasting. Canada is going to throw himself into his socials. Well, it's allowed for people like that to have assistance, right? But I personally think that it can actually come in the form of a PA, a personal assistant that's very good with socials, a personal assistant that will also sign a non-disclosure agreement, a personal assistant that will go with them wherever they are going, provide that assistance that they need at every point in time. But you see this glorified status of a handler. I think at this point, it's very unnecessary. Very, very unnecessary, because all this drama that's happening right now doesn't really make sense at all. It doesn't really make sense. It's a stain on a very, very earned win by Khosi. Doesn't make sense. All this discrediting, all this questioning of credibility, it's like, guys, it's insane. Doesn't really make sense. And what are they trying to prove anyways? What are they trying to prove? What exactly are they trying to prove? So I'm going to probably do another video sometime later, talking about management, handlers for people that want to go participate on the Big Brother show for another season. I think I've actually had this conversation before. I've done a video about it before. But in the meantime, I'm going to repeat what I said before as my advice for Khosi. Khosi needs to wipe her slate clean and start afresh. Settle the handler, whatever the handler needs to be settled, start afresh. Do away with, all the energies, because as far as I'm concerned, all of those energies, they're just very, very toxic at the moment. Do away with all of them. There's a brand to grow. There's a brand to elevate. Do away with all of those noise. All those things are noise. Toxicity at its peak. Do away with all of them. Settle people that needs to be settled. Start afresh. Start afresh. There's still a lot more to do. There's a lot more to achieve. This is not the end of the world. The show Big Brother Titans is not the beginning and end of Khosi's brand. So do away with all of those distractions. Do away with everything. Settle who needs to be settled. Start afresh. Start afresh. That's the way forward. Start afresh. And I love the silence that Khosi is giving at this point in time, not addressing anything, because it's all irrelevant. Yes. The moment Khosi begins to respond, guess what? People like me will carry the news. We will talk about it. And some people do not have the capacity to stay unbiased. Some people are still very much upset that the South African won the show. So whatever Khosi says at this point, some people do not mind leveraging on it. They will twist it according to how their small mind will permit them to. They will twist it. They will say whatever. They'll say, oh, Khosi has pride. Oh, Khosi, go and settle it busy. Oh, this, that. So I love the peace and quiet that Khosi is maintaining at this point. But as I said before, I'll say it again for the 100th time. Khosi needs to wipe her slate clean and start afresh. Other than a handler, it would be better if Khosi has a PA, a credible, certified, PA that's got integrity. And sometimes you might not really be able to tell if people have integrity 100%. So one of those ways to test people's integrity is by making them sign a non-disclosure agreement. At least that one will keep their mouth shut. So if you want to talk, you remember that you can be sued, right? So when they ask you to bring certain amount of money and you cannot afford it, you know that your mouth has to be shut. So I'm just going to go ahead and share the link one last time. If there's anybody that wants to come up here and say anything for the last time, I'm just going to hold on here for a bit. If there's nobody, then we're going to go ahead and end today's live stream. All right. If there's anybody that wants to speak, wants to share anything, just go ahead, click on it, and right, let's go. So just quickly going to go ahead and check for your comments. Check for your comments. Yeah. Okay. I think we have Trey Mufat here. Let me bring her on. Hi, Trey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You are welcome to the conversation. How are you, Trey?
I'm sad. I'm okay.
Share with us.
I'm okay, but I'm sad. But I'm happy. I've just joined right now, and I see like I'm the first one to talk, and it will be so unfortunate because I'm so sad. I don't know, and I don't understand what is happening with Khosi people, but I pray that God is going to guide her. I just love that girl. I hope good things will happen to her, and I hope she will get a good management. I'm sad, Glory. I'm just sad. I'm totally sad about all those things.
I can imagine.
Can imagine. I'm on my way going back to home. I'm from Eastern Kenya.
Okay.
Now I'm going back. I'm just sad.
Thank you very much for joining anyways. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, this is where we're going to end today's conversation. If you have anything more you want to share, just go ahead, share in the comment section. This live stream is going to be uploaded to my channel anyways, so you can still go ahead and share your thoughts in the comment section below. All right. Anyways, thank you all so much for joining. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. It's been quite an interesting conversation, and I appreciate every single one of you for being open-minded, for reasoning the way you reason, and for sharing the way you shared. I'll see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Larry Elijah. Come next week. I'm actually looking at us having finally our Real Housewives of Abuja YouTube live stream. I told you all that there is a lot for us to discuss, and that show is almost coming to an end. So I can't wait to share with all of you. If you've not been keeping up with the show, please go ahead and watch it on Showmax. All right, it's available on Showmax. So go ahead and catch up with it, and then you will see those key areas that we need to discuss about. All right, so this is a special invitation to every single one of you to come through. All right, I will put out a poster on my community tab to that effect next week. Okay, anyways, that's all. Have an amazing, amazing evening. Bye.